now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio, where the world of hip-hop and sports live.
One thing that I learned about this game is that you can't skip the grind. You know what I mean? There's no off seasons. There's no days off. You can't skip leg day. You can't skip arms. Can't skip chest. No off season, it's no season, we taking off 3D, it steals the great, we cut from a different cloth. Them other podcasts, they clearly be taking shorts. We got it all covered, I'm talking music and sports. Crushing competitors, this not your regular 8 to 10 on Friday night, there's nothing out there sounding better, bruh. So take a seat, we kicking ass and taking names. Download the app for Bars and Hoops, we taking over the game.
You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio, where the world of hip-hop and sports live.
Where the world of hip-hop and sports live, stills the great 3D, Tip Sosa, DJ JLJ on the ones and twos, no off season, Friday, 8 to 10, tell a friend to tell a friend, we back at it again, my people.
Yo.
Huh? What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, man, listen, man. We got a special show today, man. We got a special invited guest in the building with us. As you see, he's on camera early because he came early, and we respect that. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. Shout out to Gara Gayn. Let me make sure I pronounce it right. Gara Gayn? Gayn. In the building. You know what I'm saying? Word up, man. For real. Talking to your mic, man. Say what's up to the people, man. Welcome to the show.
Peace to the people. I thank y'all for having us here, and I appreciate it. God is great.
Yeah, man. God is the greatest, as my man West Side Gunner say, you know what I'm saying? Sure. But before we get into the show, man, you know, we got a lot to talk about. You know, this whole video is out now, you know, with the whole Diddy thing. You know, that's everywhere. Everybody's like, oh, we got to go live tonight. Everybody, but we was already scheduled to go live, so our show was already planned. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some NBA playoffs, and we're going to definitely get into what our special invited guest was into, man. And we should have a great show. But before we do all that, man, we're going to go around the table like we do, man. My people. Sosa.
Yep.
Talk about it. How was your week leading into today?
My week was actually great. I got some good news this week. I end up getting a permanent parking space where I live. If you know me, you know I go through hell. I catch tickets a lot where I live, and now I don't have to worry about that.
You're not rushing out of here today.
Not rushing out of here now.
Yes. So
facts.
kudos to me.
Shout out to Sosa. Let's drop a bomb for him.
Yes, drop a bomb. Oh my God. Yes.
I see that.
Like I really felt like I won a small lottery. Y'all don't understand how much money I have given the DMV. It makes no sense. Just because I want to go home. And you know, like they make it so difficult. But anyway, we're not gonna make it about that. Other than that, I'm here. Yep.
Dig it. Word.
3D.
What's happening,
man?
champ?
I mean, we back for another show, man. Another Friday. Good to be here around good people. We got blessed with some gifts on the walk-in. That
we gonna get to that.
Hasn't happened before. You know what I mean? So other than that, man, my week been, you know, it is what it is, man. Working in a high school, man, with these high school kids, man. They smelling the summer already, man.
Boy,
it's
talk about it, huh?
You know what I mean? So just trying to keep them under control, man. But it's tough. But other than that, man, just, you know, trying to get through this last month and a half of school. Enjoy my summer vacation, man. That's what my thoughts is at right now.
That's what it is. Shout out to 3D, man. The Dean in the building. Word up. JLJ, peace almighty. What's happening?
I'm looking sharp.
Check you out, man. Look at Bill Spiffy over there. Talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
We in the building. My week been kind of regular, man. I bust a move this week real quick.
Jay said he bust a move.
Yeah, I bust a move real quick.
Some affirmative action, babies, baby.
I bust a move real quick. Going to Columbia in like 2 weeks.
Oh my God!
Tomorrow I'm with the Rockaway Twins. I'm with Cubby from the Rockaway Twins. We doing a baby shower. This Sunday I'll be with Preem in Long Island. You know, starting to get busy. It's getting warm. Well, it's supposed to be getting warm.
Right.
Yeah, especially in New York. So yeah. Yes. Otherwise than that, you know, regular degular, man. What about you, Steels?
Hey, man. You know, it was a wonderful week, man. Capped off by a great day today, man. You know what I'm saying? Peace to Jessica Grandy on the check-in. We see you.
Hey, Jess.
You know, the week was a little regular, but today I ain't going front, man. Like you said, we got some gifts, you know what I mean? Shout out to our special invited guest, Gara, for the gifts. You know, I got to show these off, man. You know what I'm saying? I normally don't do so. Now, my man DeMarco in the building, you know, I'm be moving like my shoes too tight when I throw these on, baby. Get a load of these, man. Look, you ain't going to see these everywhere, man.
All black on.
Huh? All black on. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
He's
wow.
right here is different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
DeMarco like, yo, hold on. You already know about him? Look. You know what I'm saying? Look. How they say, like that, you look at the bottom of the soul. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that
He's
kind of
just
go with my
clean
sweater,
right there,
man.
bro.
What size are those? What size are
These
those?
your size.
So Jay, like, I ain't see those.
But we gonna just keep them at my house. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, do they match the hoodie?
Gara, man. Huh? Going to Island with these, right? Like this. Word. Well, Gara, man, before we get to you, man, tell everybody about this sneaker and what inspired the design. You know what I mean?
This sneaker right here, the color itself, right,
Mhm.
is the logo. You know what I mean? And the logo represents, if you see the cookie, this is called the cookie right here.
And we gonna get into that.
You know what I mean? And the top of the cookie represents the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have over here, you have the sky. Because the sun you see rising sky early in the morning, the dawn. Then you have the earth. You know what I mean? So you have the sun above the sky and the earth. So this is what these represents. This is the totality of that. And I mean, and how I came into making a cookie was because my wife was saying, we have to have a more simple, simplistic logo for the brand. It can't just be what I got right now. Because this was the second logo.
That's dope. That's dope.
And this is the one that has, the two horsemen. I mean, one has a crown, one has a turban. Then on the bottom it has the ELGG, represents El Gara Gayn. And on the left side it has the cannons, representing the Haitian Revolution.
Okay.
Sakbase.
Yeah, Mambole. This represents that we won with guns. We can blast back. You know what I mean? So she said, take that out and just leave the rest. And I was like, oh wow.
Corporate thinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go to cookie.
Yes.
That's dope, man. That's dope, man. That's dope. So since we on you, man, tell everybody how your week was heading into today, man. And we appreciate you for pulling up to kick it with us today, man. Definitely an honor to have you in the building, man, to share your story.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Talk about it.
Couple of hour flight from Buffalo, New York. Rough
Okay.
Shout out to
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Shout out to May Street, my people out there. Word up.
Yes. Main Street still kicking it hard. Main, Broadway, Bailey, they all rough. The whole east side is rough as usual. Well, I'm a suburb though, but still.
It's all right. It's all right.
But the key thing is, man, Buffalo is Buffalo, and they embrace me, so I embrace them. But getting here to New York, New City, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's always a battle. Preparing myself coming from there to come to here. I could be going somewhere else, and I still gotta come to New York City because you gotta go JFK no matter what. You got to come to JFK. But just coming here for this event right here, man. Thank you still. Thank you, Sosa.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, 3D.
Yes, indeed.
JOJ.
DeMarco the Great and Bill Miner, I appreciate and I love y'all for the warm welcoming y'all gave me. Yo, let's get this interview on the road.
Word.
You know what I mean?
So before we get to the interview, we always do our little opening up, man, because we like to blow off some steam before we get into it and then get into it. 'Cause I'm assuming you're gonna stick around for the whole show. So we gonna end it off with a nice little segment, Peep Game. You know what I'm saying? And oh boy, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He in the right seat, baby. Word up, man. So let's get to it, man, because this is like the hot button topic right now. It's all over the internet. The video is now surfaced with this whole Diddy and Cassie.
Allegedly.
Ain't no alleged.
JOJ,
That's
don't
him.
make
That's him.
Hey,
don't
man.
make me get you.
Oh God.
JOJ said that's AI.
That's AI.
JOJ said that's AI. That ain't Diddy.
Some people say they can't see Diddy
He
face.
said that's AI.
And Cassie had the hoodie on.
You know
what?
what? Stop.
Stop it.
Jay, you can't get on revolt. You don't own that no more, so I don't know.
That was a rapper. That was a rapper on the floor.
There we go.
What rapper was that?
But that's what they gonna run with, right?
But that is AI.
No. That's not him.
They could slow motion it. They can.
First of all, hold on. They could say, first of all, he could say that's not him, which we already know it is.
Clearly.
Okay, it's clearly, but a woman testified in court that wasn't R. Kelly behind her.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? She sat there and said, that's not me.
Wow.
So if the jury's like, we have you on tape being with this guy, and she's sitting there saying, that ain't me. So what if, she don't press charges, she don't want to testify, or she gets up there and say, that's not me.
It's just statute of limitation.
I know it's new to everybody, but on the way, there's more info.
And take that microphone, man. You heard that, man. Shout out to my guy DeMarco, man. He said he want to talk
Oh
about
yeah, I
it.
heard that. Yeah, yes.
Turn the power on. The power button at the bottom. Yep. And then, hook it up. But go ahead, 3, finish your point, man.
Nah, I'm just looking at it from, we already know what it is. Like, we already know that there's been speculation about him. He did the civil suit with her. There was no criminal charges on him. What I'm saying now, if LA wants to charge him criminally, that's where his lawyer's defense is going to be. You know what I mean? That either that's not him, or there was a domestic dispute that we didn't see on camera, almost similar to the Chris Brown and Rihanna thing, whereas she physically assaulted him. That started the whole thing. But nobody cares about that. This is why this is a touchy subject. That's why when she won the civil suit and everybody want to jump out the window and say, oh, she lying, she just doing it for money. The best thing to do is just shut the fuck up, because you really don't know what somebody else is really going through. So
she clearly looked like she was trying to get away. So he came up. The from behind says it all.
Yeah, and I do believe that those tapes were recovered in the Homeland Security raids.
Yeah, that's what they just announced. That this was from the Homeland Security raid. They paid the hotel money to hide it, and they found that at the house. That's why it just came out.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that he paid a lot of money to a lot of different establishments or anything. Where else? The thing is, why are you still in possession of this type of shit?
I was about to say that. Why are you still holding on to
because you think if you got it close to the vest that you good. The same thing R. Kelly thought. He had the tapes in a vault, in a safe that they found. So my thing is, if you doing that, why do you still have possession of these things? So I do think that it came up in the Homeland Security raids, and I think he's done. You know what I mean? But they're not finished with him.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I do believe that, and I do. Nobody could tell me that Diddy's lawsuit against Diageo has nothing to do with this. Nobody could ever tell me that. I think once that happened, he was green lighted, because you're dealing with $1 billion establishment, liquor corporation of years and years and years of, they made you a billionaire and you wanted more than that. So they was like, we're going to show you. And I think they pushed the button. I think they are the ones that finance Cassie's legal team. So it's Cat Williams told us, man, we ain't listen to him. He said it's up for everybody, man. And it's looking like that.
That was definitely horrible.
It's looking like that.
He just put up a statement about the truth. The truth will come out, and enough is enough.
Hold on,
you know it.
But here's what's confusing, and I understand. It's a little confusing to me, because what more truth do you need to see? I mean, it's footage that clearly showed.
Yeah, he put that statement up
beforehand, and like you said, once he tried to go after them big conglomerates out there with that alcohol, they financed everything, and then now money is showing that it's strong and it's talking, because now all of this footage comes out. Now he's gonna stay quiet, because that's the same thing that doomed Ray Rice. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even Kareem Hunt to a degree. Like, sometimes you hear about certain stuff. When was the Carolina Panthers linebacker that beat his girl? You know what I'm saying? But they didn't have any footage of it. You know what I'm saying? But the difference with Ray Rice, they had footage of it. And with Kareem Hunt, they had footage of it. And the public just kind of was like, oh, those are the worst people ever. You know what I'm saying? And, they definitely, that was the end of their career after that. His son ain't helping. Huh? Yeah, his son ain't helping. 50 gonna make sure that he make his son pay.
A lot of people spoke up today about the whole son angle.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
Thinking that because Christian made that dumbass record and he said, y'all missed the other house. Some stupid shit he said. But pay attention to how once it was announced that Lucian Grange was taken out of the lawsuit, then this happens. Right. Lucian Grange was removed.
What?
Lucian Grange is the head of Universal. Yes. The guy that was in Diddy's lawsuit trying to be sued, that runs the whole music business behind Drake and everybody else. A rich, powerful white man. Once he was removed from Diddy's lawsuit, it's a coincidence. Now we get this tape.
That's
on a nice Friday afternoon.
Word, Friday and all that. Now everybody gonna have a whole weekend to digest it. Once CNN put it out.
Because Diddy was starting to get back comfortable. He started posting again, had a picture of him and his daughter.
That's what they made it as being reputable, because CNN released it first.
And that's
no TMZ. Nothing. It was
and that's how you know the authorities.
And if they are paying attention, and if they are airing it, then you know.
No. If CNN is airing it, that's how you know the authorities sees those.
Already see what it is.
If it was a civilian or somebody in his camp TMZ is coming because they're going to
Exactly.
sell it to TMZ.
Exactly.
When CNN put it out there,
It's different.
that Homeland Security found those on a laptop or somewhere in that crib, and they decided to leak it.
I think this is a teaser.
Public humiliation is going to bury him after the trial, before the trial, should I say.
Wow. So hold on, being that he settled out already, so now they can come after
Civilly.
him now. They come after him
Civilly.
now criminally.
LA can come after him criminally.
Criminally. Okay. Okay.
That's assault, battery, kidnapping, and a few other charges they could throw on him.
Menacing, all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That video.
Did he do it? Did he did it? Did he done it? Yeah, that's crazy, man.
From no Diddy to Diddy's done.
No Diddy to Diddy's. That's crazy.
And then
You know
it's
what
so
I mean?
sad because he have daughters.
Talk about it.
And I
Sosa.
know they're probably like I don't know what they're thinking. I'm sure a lot, but I allegedly they the two twins are with Kimura, and they're not staying
really
with him. That's what I've heard allegedly, but I don't know if that's true
You
or
could
not.
look like a great daddy
But
on camera.
it's like, how do you have
Allegedly,
I feel for them. I
he-
feel for them because people can target your kids behind some shit you have done.
Yeah.
You never know the harm you can bring to your family. Even you know what I'm saying. People don't think about stuff like that. They don't think it's that deep, but it could be.
allegedly he did their moms worse than he did
Right.
Cassie.
And they want
So
they want them to dig more into that, but it's still quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. And they saying that this hasn't been no secret. It's like people been knew that this was going on. It's just now it's getting exposed by people that got more money and power than him. You know what I mean? So
why now?
Why now?
Well, because he
money-
can't do nothing to them
drop.
people like he can do to whoever else. Probably whoever else was scared to speak up. Maybe they, them people that's putting this stuff out, they ain't worried about him. They ain't scared.
Mark Curry been talking about it. Been talking about everything he's been doing for the past decade.
The
They
security
looked at
guard,
Mark
hat,
Curry.
right?
No, Mark Curry
Mark
was the
Curry,
artist.
Oh, the Mark Curry, the artist,
The one from the South.
Yeah,
He's
He was a
been
producer.
talking. Not Gene. Gene's just
Gene, yeah.
Gene
chat.
Dill is
Mark
a
Curry
security
was
guard.
talking about intricate things for over a decade, and people looked at him like,
yeah, but
Exactly.
I don't respect Mark and all these other dudes that
Why?
want to sit because the bodyguard, y'all niggas was sitting there complicit taking that check.
watching it. They were
Watching
letting it
it.
go.
Mhm.
Y'all was
your
watching
morals-
it, so it's
your
like
morals-
it's like if I come here every day and I see some foul shit happening, but Stills is giving me a check or some shit, but I see some foul shit happening and I'm quiet about it. But once he stopped cutting me a check, I'm like, yo, that nigga's a piece of shit.
Right.
He used to be downstairs at
Right.
before and after the show,
Talk
spitting
about it.
on people, doing this
That's
and that.
right.
Like, man, we don't want to hear what you got to say now because you were sitting there watching him beat her ass
Yep.
and you still didn't take that check. That's why I always say, no amount of money should compromise your morals.
That's
a
right.
fact.
And if it does, it let me know what type of person you are. So if you want to tell me a story after the fact,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I get it. Mark Curry and Gene Deal and all these guys, like, we don't want to hear y'all story because y'all watch this nigga be who he really is, and y'all ain't say a word. But now that the covers was pulled off him, now y'all like, oh, we been knew he was like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Stevie J gonna ride till the wheels fall off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He don't have no choice but to.
because he probably was with it.
Yeah. Shout out to my brother Ronnie Thompson on the check-in. We see you for real. But I dig it, man. I respect that because everybody coming out now saying that they got everything. Remember the bodyguard had the alleged videotape with your man. Getting his
Whatever.
doors
That
blown
was
off.
fucking
You know what I'm
cap.
saying? That was cap.
That was cap. Let's move on.
Oh, who's on that? Who, Meek?
Me,
That was cap.
You heard
Let's
the
move on.
audio? The audio.
Did we
file.
hear it?
Let's
Crazy.
move on, please, because that was cap.
Oh,
I don't believe
that's
that.
Meek Mill's fan club. The one fan he
Whatever.
got
Or
left.
you can say what
He
you
was
want.
over there getting his boy.
We not doing that to us. We not OVO and Stills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
We not doing that. We not doing that.
He's the first one to know this.
We not doing that.
Nah, but yeah, man, it's unfortunate, man. I know it's a touchy situation, and we can't really go in.
Somebody,
and I wanna
not to
respect
cut you off. Somebody
everybody.
texted me and said,
What?
Did he been beating on women? Drake should know.
Damn.
Damn.
Three just.
I said, sorry,
Yeah,
nigga.
he's a petty nigga. That nigga is Richard Petty, boy. I tell you, yo, man. Every shot that niggas take at Drake, he be like, yo, Stills, look at them getting on your man. Yeah, he be pulling over the curtains on Drake. I don't know what Drake did to everybody, but hey, man.
Drake, I still like Drake.
Huh? Talk about it.
I still like Drake. I listened to Drake the whole way here.
This is what we pivoting to. Y'all don't want to do this. Y'all don't want to do this. This is not a good time.
I really did.
I got a full clip.
I still like Drake.
Y'all don't want to do this.
I can tap into Kendrick here and there, but
Y'all don't want to do this.
You listen to Drake's voice a whole album?
I don't know about a whole album like straight.
I can see it in your eyes. Nigga said I can see it in your eyes that you're angry.
For respect, I tried one day.
What?
I could
listen to a Drake album.
Uh-huh.
I was like, yo, this ain't music.
His collabs.
The funniest shit in the world is when academics fell asleep. Academics previewed his album and fell asleep on the street.
That's cat, nigga.
No, I swear that's word of my daughter.
You know that's cat.
That nigga fell asleep on the stream.
You know that's
I'm gonna send you the video.
He's a buffoon, nigga. I don't believe nothing.
He fell asleep on the stream listening to the album.
Listen. It's not albums, man. It's just a bunch of songs thrown out there. You got the single, but
I like his like collabs. Most of the time, it's him and somebody else. And it's one of the more hyper songs. But I still like Drake though.
Hip-hop.
I still like Drake.
We ain't gonna pivot into that, man, because we
can
get into an argument all day about that, man.
Click and paste.
Click for real. So let's switch topics, man. Let's talk a little bit about this NBA 3, man. I know this is the favorite time of the year for you, man.
Not really.
Oh yeah, well, my mob is doing good things,
Okay, we can talk about it. So
let's talk about the Celtics advancing, though, man. Let's start at the top. No, we're gonna start at the top. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna ease right into that. Celtics advancing. You think that do you think that they are the team to beat right now in the NBA?
Nah, it's still Denver till somebody knock them off. You know what I mean? It's still Denver until somebody knock them off. They defending their title. They still formidable. They still got Jokic, who's the four-time MVP now or three? Three-time MVP, three-time league MVP.
And he took it when he should have.
That's rare air. That's rare company. You know what I'm saying? Once you get three of them things. So once that happened, it's like I can't discredit Denver until somebody knock them off. And Ant-Man and Minnesota look like that's what they trying to do. So the favorite right now would still have to be Denver if they advance to the conference finals. Looking at, but I think Boston. I think it's going to be a great finals, whatever way it shake out. You know what I mean? I don't think it's lopsided that much. That Dallas and OKC series is the best series out of all these series, though. They really going at it.
I like Boston. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being biased. Just because they have a deep team, and I like the way that Mazzulla had come into his own, because I think a lot of the question marks around that team was him being a young coach. Right. Last year they lost abruptly, and this year they're playing well. And the year before that, but this year they're playing well, and they're using their role players. This is what I respect about him. Like we had Luke Cornett on our team here at the Knicks, and he wouldn't get off the bench at all. Mazzulla is actually using him in times like this, and this is my problem that I have with Tom Thibodeau. Like people saying that, yo, what else do you want him to do? Like he got these guys on the bench, and they're bums. Like these are professional athletes at the end of the day, man. Your job as a coach is to utilize them to their best ability and play to their strengths. You know what I mean? They were signed by an owner and a president of basketball operations and a GM. So obviously they know how to play basketball. Your job is to find out how to get the best out of them. Tibbs doesn't do that. Mazzulla is doing that right now. Boston does look good.
Old school versus new school.
What you mean in regards to
Tibbs and Mazzulla? Tibbs is an old school nigga. He an old school coach. That's how he play. Like he's always been like that.
Yeah,
he'll play a guy 59 minutes if he could. You know what I'm saying? He really doesn't go deep into his bench. That's not who he is. Mazzulla, the reason why I respect him and I like him, I still don't think he's the man for the job. And they might win a chance. I don't, because I don't like his rotations at times. Mm-hmm. I don't like the timeouts at times. I just, and you got to understand he's young. I think he's like 39 or 38.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He fell into that role. I think he's a good coach. I just think that he got in a little bit over his head. They may still win a title because they're deep enough to do that. Mm-hmm. But he believes in giving a guy a shot. So he'll take a guy out that's a starter and just, okay, you sit for the fourth quarter, you sit for the whole second half. Whereas Tibbs is like he's going to ride with who he trusts and who he believes in and the veterans. Like he's not big on young players. He's always been like that. So, I mean, that's just who he is. I'm hearing that the Knicks are about to extend him for maybe $10 million a year. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm just interested to see what the Knicks do this offseason, whether they win or lose, because they're in a position where Jalen is up for an extension.
They're going to give him
OG is up for an extension. And they could lose Harkenstein.
I think he's going to stick around.
I don't think so. I think he's going to be out because I think somebody's going to do an overpay for him.
Oh, wow.
Like the most the Knicks could give him is between 16 and 18. And I think a team like Charlotte, who's under the cap, would give him 22, 24.
If he knows what's better, kid, he'll stick around.
I mean, he's 26 years old, so he might have 2 more contracts in him.
Yeah.
So if you never, and I always say this, if a young guy, if you never got paid, go get that money. Fuck all that championship. Don't let these motherfuckers brainwash you about that championship.
Stay talking that shit.
Go get that money, man. Like Steelers want you to go get a ring. Your family wants you to go get that 80 million. Go get that 80 million, man. That's basically what I'm saying, man. So now he could take a pay cut to stay with the Knicks because it's the best situation for him, but I do think that they may lose him to free agency.
Yeah, I mean,
I got a question for 3. With the state of the way the NBA operates now, with just not doing one and done with coaches.
Facts.
You think they're gonna blow up this Celtic team if they don't win the chip this year?
I'm not a huge believer in Jaylen Brown either.
Nah, I think that what I just said, I think Missoula is gonna fall on that sword. I don't think it's gonna be Jaylen Brown or Tatum. I think the coach is going to fall on that sword and they're going to bring somebody else in because they're going to say, we gave you everything that we had. We re-signed this guy. We gave you a deepest bench. We signed Porzingis. We re-signed Drew Holiday to extension. We gave you everything. We've been to the Eastern Conference Finals, 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row. Yeah. It's time for us to get over the hump.
And
so obviously
they're going to championship.
Yeah, so obviously they're going to point to the coach because at the end of the day in the NBA, somebody has to fall on the sword, whether right or wrong. And it's usually the coach.
How old is Tatum now?
Tatum is in his 20s still.
Tatum is, I think, 26. 26.
Yeah.
Still young.
So, but
Brown is still young.
But still you said Jaylen Brown. I think it's more Tatum than
what?
The more of like who's responsible for what's going on with the team.
It's
like,
more Tatum's fault.
Yeah, I think it's more Tatum.
Why are we saying what's wrong with them? They in the Eastern Conference Finals.
They settle too much as a team. They settle too much for jump shots. They get lazy.
Chokes when they get to the
and in the chip
stage, they look at them as chokes. I mean, that's just the nature of how everybody speak about them. But they're the most talented team when you look at them on paper.
I believe it's the system. Right. I believe it's the system. I believe if that was Eric Spoelstra coaching that team, they would have 2 titles already.
But 3, they don't have no low post presence whatsoever. Their game is based
did you hear what I just said?
I know.
It's the system. The system. Some coaches have system where it be we can't shoot 4 jump shots in a row. Some coaches will tell their team that.
But they don't have the horses.
Shoot 4 jump shots in a row. These niggas will shoot 8 threes in a row. Yeah. And Missoula's cool with that.
They had Williams at one point. They had low post people, but they don't. They settle for jumps. This is the new NBA. Everybody shoot 3s.
Yeah, facts.
But then when it's time to win, everybody's shooting middies. Get the fuck out of here. Like, them analytics go out the window when it's time to win. Everybody want to shoot threes. But the other night, Shea hit 3 pull-up jumpers, 1 on the baseline, 1 at the elbow, and 1 in the paint for the win. Yeah. So when it's time to win, everybody goes to what it is to win, not threes. But the analytic nerds is going to tell you this is what wins basketball games. If we take 33s and they take 52s, we'll still win. Get the fuck out of here.
He's an analytic nerd.
Shout out to 3. Huh? Talk about
for real. AAU NBA they got.
Now the micro moves is most important, man. The little foul shots. dudes be missing them foul shots. And
Fundamentals.
Yeah.
The basics.
Layups.
How many 3-point shooters does Denver have? Michael Porter Jr.
Talk about it.
Yep.
And
Murray.
KCP.
Yeah.
Murray
Brown
shoots
every
threes
now
here
and
and
then,
there.
Murray every now and
They
then.
don't. They not
They
heavy.
go in.
Three.
They take it to the. They take it to the bottom.
They not no heavy 3-point shooting team.
That's a fact.
And then when everybody was talking about Golden State, when they were winning titles, they were shooting less threes than the teams that they were beating. It's an illusion, man.
Curry was the most ineffective one in the championship shooting threes. He had to start taking it to the hole.
So I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, playoffs. The Knicks tonight. The Knicks got the opportunity to close out Indiana.
Yeah.
Some people saying that I want to hear your opinion on this. Some people are saying that it will be better for them to go 7 games with Indiana than to win tonight, because if they win tonight, they have to open up Sunday, which is a quick turnaround, Sunday 3:30 in Boston. So would you rather go Sunday against Indiana and then don't have to play Boston till Wednesday?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'd rather go. What they say, a bird in the hand is better than 2 in the bush. If I could get it out the way now, I'm getting it out the way now, man. At the end of the day, I'm a professional basketball player. At the end of the day, man, rest is for the weak.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? No. I mean, listen, how Josh Hart said, man, you got people that work 12-hour shifts a day.
Yeah.
And they don't even get paid a fraction. They don't even get paid a
get
fraction.
up at 4 every morning.
Paid, you know what I'm saying? They get paid a fraction of what I make. At the end of the day, these guys are conditioned to play basketball. I get what 3 is saying, like, you got to open up in Boston. Maybe that rest may hurt them. You know what I mean? When you constantly in a groove and you moving, you want to stay in that groove, getting a rest, and then you know what I'm saying? So it may benefit them, and it may hurt Boston for basically resting on their laurels, chilling, going out, hanging out, drinking, smashing.
Well, you
that
couldn't
take
do
away your
all
energy
that.
too, huh?
Look, you're just talking about a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah,
What is
Brown
it?
dating Bernice Virgos.
Listen, man.
Relax and get some sleep.
Hey,
Brown dating Bernice.
Bernice
Maybe they are, you know,
Bernice Virgos.
I would hope
they get
you,
blown
if
by
you,
25.
know you got a game coming
like
up, that
this.
you wouldn't do anything too much to drain your energy. You should want to relax.
Even Sosa ain't avoided Bernice.
Listen, they doing what young men do. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, when you idle time is the devil's
I
playground.
mean, I'm gonna help you get out your
right?
own way. I think it's better that suits them to open up that series versus Boston next week. I'm not saying go in tonight and lose the game on purpose, but I do think it's gonna go 7. I think Indiana is just a good team at home. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think that
Can we turn it on?
it's not even on right now, bro. Damn.
8:30.
He want to watch. He said, "I want to watch the
But
game."
I think it suits the Knicks. Like that is a quick turnaround. So if they win tonight and then you got to go play Boston on Sunday, bro, it's Friday night. That means they got one day. They got to fly to Boston and then play on Sunday. That's a quick turnaround,
It's
man.
business, man. This is
I
business.
hear that,
but after that first game, they're gonna have some rest.
No, but listen to this. Them losing tonight and then having to play on Sunday, it gives OG what? 5 to 6 more days. It gives
don't think he's coming
OG 5 to 6 more days. That can possibly happen too, but you rather him have 2 days or 6 days?
Hey, man, I gotta go with the troops that's out there. I can't depend on him, man.
Nah.
I don't want to take no chances because
No, I'm not saying lose on purpose. What I'm saying is that I think it suits the team better if they open up at Boston on a Wednesday with 2 to 3 days rest. That's all I'm saying.
Logically, it makes sense for rest, get your body right and all that.
I think Sunday they'll get blown out.
You know what I'm saying?
Right to it.
If they win tonight and they got to play Boston Sunday, they're getting blown out.
Yeah,
It could
man.
mess them up a bit,
Thank you. So
It
talk
could.
about it. Yeah.
but it could work either way. I mean, I would think you would want some rest if you're gonna just rest. But you talking about the club? and
Listen,
some
So
man.
they will
cheap-
fly from Indiana to Boston after the game tonight. They'll be in Boston tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday.
They gonna
And
chill.
then they
Ain't nothing
gotta,
to do in
they'll
Boston
chill,
anyway.
and then they got to play Sunday. That's a quick turnaround.
Nah, you
That's
right,
less
I
than
get it.
48 hours.
I get it. I definitely get it, man. Word up, man. I definitely get it, man. But you know, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good series, man. I hope my Knicks pull it out. I ain't no hope. I know they're gonna pull it out. If we ain't have a show, I'd have probably been in Indianapolis like this in the crowd. The seats
You'd
is
have
cheap
been-
out there, baby. The garden tickets is an arm and a leg. You know what I'm saying? A pinky and a toe. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I would have been in Indiana, man. Probably to witness that. But you know, it is what it is, man. I'm Knicks all day, man. They got me inspired to shit, making music about them and everything, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you done made a song.
Look at you.
You made a song.
Hey, man. Jay, you ain't played my song
Talk
yet, Jay.
about that.
You ain't ready to play that
Oh, wait,
Kendrick
hold on.
Lamar.
Yes, he did. He played it.
Hold on.
When he played it.
Played it last
I
week.
played
Hold
it.
on.
He played it. You ain't said it
You
to me.
see?
Hold on.
No, Jay ain't played it last Sunday. I was listening.
Go ahead,
I
Sosa.
was here
still.
last week.
Oh, you wasn't here
Because I
last week,
was sick.
Sosa.
I had a headache.
Steals the great, aka the Linden
But-
Bully.
You have a song that you made about the Knicks?
Oh, you ain't paying attention in the chat, baby.
No, I didn't. Okay, wait.
I might have to send
When
that
I
to
hit-
JOJ.
Yeah, you got to.
All
I'm
right.
gonna send it to JOJ, man. I'm gonna send it to JOJ. I ain't gonna spoil the move. Thank you, Sosa. Sosa wanted to hear it, man.
Yeah,
Shout out the show.
Man, my guy 3 ain't even say, yo, play that Knicks joint, JOJ. You know what 3
We
was
played
asking for
it.
last week?
He said we.
They not like
We
us.
played
They
the
not
record.
like us.
We
Nah,
played
I'll
the
play-
record last week.
When?
Y'all played it on Sunday.
I didn't hear it.
Y'all played it twice on
Sosa
Sunday.
ain't hear it. Look,
Sosa wasn't here because she was sick allegedly.
but
Listen, y'all.
we gonna take it to a
We're
JOJ
not gonna
mini
go
mix.
there.
No. Before we got 5, we got 2 minutes. We got
Okay, go ahead, talk about
one.
it.
We got to pick our picks for the 7 games. Not Boston, Denver, Minnesota. Who we like?
I like
Denver at home.
Ant-Man.
I like Minnesota. I ain't gonna hold
Like
you.
Minnesota on the road.
The niggas say- Every time they won, they made it look easy.
Yo, we'll see you in game 7.
Go ahead, DeMarco. Huh? Say it again.
Ant told him to get in game 6. We're gonna see you in 7.
Mm-hmm.
Then put a 40 piece up.
I like
would-
Minnesota. Go ahead,
I want Denver. I want Minnesota to win.
uh-huh.
It all depends on Cat. Which Cat shows up, the kitten or the big cat.
I think the kitten gonna show up.
So if the kitten show up, they out of there
Yeah,
because
they out.
Joker's going to try to get 50 if he have to at home. A game 7. I think if it's a close game, I like Ant-Man to impose his will. Jamal Murray been clamped up this series.
Mhm.
He ain't have over 20, not one game yet. Mike Conley coming back was a big bonus for Minnesota. I want Minnesota to win. I would like to see Minnesota in the Western Conference Finals versus Dallas. I think that'd be a hell of a series.
I would love to see that too. Minnesota versus that. Kyrie is my guy, man. Even though he played for the enemy, that always been my guy, man. I'm rooting for him. You know what I'm saying? He played for the Nets. He tried to play the Knicks. He wanted to come to the Knicks at one point in time, but they shunned the Knicks, man. But I want to see Kyrie go far, man, and win a chip without LeBron, because everybody, they fail to give him his credit, huh? What's that? Oh yeah. Oh, y'all live over there now. Let me mute that mic. Let me mute.
So we're
the
gonna
mic
open
over
a
there.
mix with Kendrick.
Hey man, JOJ is the DJ, man. I ain't trying to.
We don't want you to run out the studio, bro.
Listen,
That's all I'm
man,
asking.
Let JOJ work, and when we come
We
back,
know that OVO check is due. Come on Tuesday. We know that.
So on that note, we want to take it to a DJ JOJ mini mix, and when we come back, we're gonna kick it with our special invited guest, El Gara, in the building. Don't forget, no off season every Friday, 8 to 10. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We back at it again. Peace. Back to live action.
Wait.
Shout out to DJ JOJ for that mini mix. You know what I'm saying? So we now reached the part of our show. We're gonna get into our live exclusive interview with our special invited guest. Goes by the name of El Gara. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, before we get into it, man, we want to say thank you for pulling up on us today, man, to share your story and kick it with us, man, and dispel some of the rumors that's out there, because I did some research and it's a lot of things going on out there, and it's a lot of positive things out there that you're doing. And we wanted to give you our platform to let our listeners and subscribers and watchers know who El Gara is and where he's from.
God is great first. That's the first thing I'm going to say. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
I
Hold the mic up. Yep.
I appreciate Bars and Hopes bringing me here, having me here. Thanks to shout to Aki, Bill Minor, shout to the God, Uncle the Great.
My guys.
This is a blessing to be here with Still, Sosa on 3D, and JOJ. I mean,
Yes, sir.
myself. I mean, it's a blessing to be here. But let me let y'all get a grip of who I am first.
Mm-hmm.
This is Gara Gayn. You know what I mean? Y'all see me every day. I mean, every Tuesday night, every Monday night on International P Fight Club. Then you see me on Cookie Roller Fashion. Yo, Gara Gayn, man, is a brand. This brand is about honor. And today we want to clear up and give y'all some input on why today is important for honor. A lot of stuff is going on with the black man in the world today, particularly in America. But what we going to do today is show you an honorable brother and honorable brothers that's standing up on them 10 toes to give y'all some honor. We ain't talking about love and loyalty. We talking about honor. You can't have love. You can't have loyalty if you ain't honorable. Just kill that right now. You know what I mean? That's where we at right now. And
so where you from? Where did you grow up? Let everybody know that.
all right.
Let's get to that. Shout out to Zip the Drip. That's my guy, by the way.
I moved from Flatbush. Know what I mean? 31st and Church, 35th and Church, Linden and Brooklyn.
Sheesh.
You know what I mean? Be the first one to hang on the corner of 35th and Church. First ones in the 70s.
Oh boy.
Not before us. It wasn't them before us. They could kill it right there.
Shout out to East Flatbush.
You know what I mean? From Flatbush, we moved to Crown Heights, St. John and Troy. And there we stay from there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
St. John, we the new building kids. NBK, new building kids. And from there, man, is where the saga starts. The first step starts.
Okay. So what was life like growing up for you as a kid in Crown Heights?
Wow. All right. For everyone that know about the Bronx, Boogie Down. We used to call Boogie Down what? Burnt Down. That's how Crown Heights was, y'all. Literally. You could walk from Troy. Let's go to Albany. You go from Albany all the way down to Buffalo. Majority of buildings were burnt down. Only a few buildings stood up tall. And this was a regular going all the way back down to Atlantic, going back down to the Parkway.
Really?
Yeah.
Buildings were abandoned.
Really? Why is that?
Because, same thing in the Bronx. You had these crooked slumlords who saw it better to burn the property, collect the insurance, sell off the deed, and make their profit. And let it sit dilapidated for a couple of years. Then when the government gave those bonus packages, those stimulants that they still do today, they go rebuy them deeds again. Go buy those lots of land and rebuild it again with the credit.
Got you.
And still have us loop back in the cycle again.
Got you.
Know what I mean? But yeah, one thing about St. John abandoned buildings, though, I will tell you this, man. We, as the kids that grew up around there, we took advantage of that, yo. We made those bandos our castles, and we regulated them like they were penthouses. Now, I mean, we had our werewolves, which is our dogs, our pit bulls, and when you ain't in school, where you at? You in the clubhouse, and that's something that a lot of kids that claim, like let me just clear something to you. The St. John culture itself is extraordinary. When you talking about, I'm not just talking about St. John's in regular. I'm talking about St. John and Troy.
Okay.
I'm trying to give clarity to where I came from. My block, St. John and Troy, was an anomaly rather. The way the hood was fighting for its survival was incredible. These young kids, not even talking about the new building kids, but the kids from the old buildings, the way they used to fend for themselves was outlandish. Dudes would be trying their best at anything to make a hustle. You know what they did one time? They showed me when I first moved on the block. It was Ernest Bourne and Cat. Now, Cat and Ernest Bourne both lived in two dilapidated buildings. 1326 or 1328 was a dilapidated building. And across the street was a building, I think it was 1320 or 1320, 1319. It was a dilapidated building as well. But Cat used to live in that building on the third floor. Him, his brother, Dusty, and Deneen.
Okay.
Yo, listen, man, let me tell you what they should do. They should take us that would play hooky with them, and we would go to the abandoned buildings by the post office, and we would go to every abandoned apartment, and we would just take keys. We would find keys in the closets, in the drawers. They would take these keys and they would discard every key that wasn't a master key. Now, Mike, this is 1980 we're talking about. So we would get all the master keys. This is what I mean by industrial and looking for trying to get that bag. They took us to Schenectady train station, which is Schenectady Eastern Parkway, right across the street from 167, and right across the street from the library.
Yes.
So we would go on that train station. Rusty would be on the lookout, and we would be taking the keys, and we'll be jimmying the locks until we find the right master key that jimmy the lock. Once you found that right master key, everyone that came down, instead of them using a token to get on, give me that token. And we would take the token, open the lock for them, let them in. Then we lock it back. Then we lock it back.
Wow.
So you couldn't sneak on. You wasn't sneaking on the train. You would get on through us only.
That's crazy.
And we was
Y'all was hustling the train. That was the Metro card tricks before the Metro card tricks. Shout out to everybody that found out you been the Metro card a little bit and you can swipe unlimited all day. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Heights Transit.
Word. Shout out to JOJ. That's cha-ching for real. Word up. So
that's just one thing.
That's funny.
So Brownsville and Crown Heights, like right next to each other, neighbors, right?
Yes, sir.
They were notoriously known for crews like the Decepticons, Low Lives, Ralphie Kids, and other street crews. What made you choose the Polo Posse, and were you ever confronted by rival crews for your clothes or because of the similarity in names?
All right, we're gonna get this clear.
Let's
First
go.
up, it was no other crews.
Okay.
At that time, when we established the Polo Posse.
Okay, so
the other crews that were around, they were not identified with clothes.
Okay.
Only one that was identified with clothes, where I jacked their name from them, was the Izar Posse.
Oh, it was an Izar Posse. Izar, like the clothing line Izar?
Yeah,
wow.
Izar shirts was hot back
then. Yeah. Shout out to JJ. Shout out to
your
affirmative action. Word up, man. Talk about it.
I had a few Izars that was
so,
dope.
Talk about it.
My mom was like that. She was into stuff like that.
Oh, word?
Yeah, Izar was popular back
then.
Hey, still, you ain't had no Izar?
I had an Izar shirt here and there. It wasn't like that.
Stop lying.
Now, I had Latigra coming up. Hey, man, I ain't have it like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow.
Yeah, but the thing is that I was one day, me and Ms. Lowe was coming from Gene.
Ms. Lowe?
Yeah, Ms. Lowe. Another prominent.
Shout out to Ms. Lowe, man. He out the country, man.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Another prominent low life, but he's one of the founders of the Polo Posse as well.
Oh.
But we weren't called Polo Posse at first. We were called, the first name that I had came up with, because sometimes I don't speak we a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I speak I.
Okay.
I see things. I see for the future. I see tomorrow. So you be able, those who have vision can implement things. You don't have vision, you can't implement anything.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So when I had envisioned it, it was first Ralphie Boys.
So what year was this?
This was 85.
85. Okay.
And Ms. Lowe and G Life, they argued me down with it, saying it don't sound right. And I was like, and then we had two other brothers from St. Croix, which was Bullfrog and Baby Bull. They're like, nah, yo, word, that don't sound right, G. And they jumped me and made it Ralphie. It went from Ralphie Boys to Polo Boys. And then we was Polo Boys for a whole year.
Okay.
So I mean, so we rock with that, and that term at that time we were Gene recklessly going boosting everything. Gene,
that's what I was going to get to. That's what I was going to get to. So Gene, you went Gene.
We went Gene.
So y'all was shoplifting like in places like where?
Shit. When I first introduced Miz to Gene, I first took him to places like KB and Toy Store on Schenectady and Empire. We didn't take him to the mall. I didn't take him to the mall.
I used to love KB's.
KB Toy Store. Shout out to KB Toy Store.
I used to love KB's.
Toy Store.
Wow. Oh my God, that was my store.
KB's was the first spot, man.
First of all, I was like 3 years old.
Wow.
Yo, they the only
Before Toys R Us.
Yeah,
but I love me to fucking KB's.
KB's, you get there, you get your AFX and your RCA cars.
Okay.
Because you couldn't get the cars, the little cars, the engines. You couldn't get it nowhere else but KB and Toy Store. So KB Toy Store was one on Troy and Schenectady and Empire. But then there's another one on Linden and Utica. By Rugby Movie Theater.
And we had one in Green Acres. Shout out to Queens. We had one.
Did another one in Kings Plaza.
Yeah, that's right. The first floor. That's right. But these are the places I took them first to break them in.
Okay.
This is how when I was taught boosting how to break them, they broke me in first.
There's levels to it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And
okay.
The person that told me how to boost in like 78, 77, his name was Gizmo.
Gizmo, I heard that name.
Yeah, he was the leader of the Gremlins from Flatbush.
Oh.
The Gremlin posse. His aunt was the Smurf leader of Smurfettes. So he would take me to the to Flatbush, the flea market in Flatbush. And when we would go there, he would teach me how to steal the skates the precision sight, the precision wheels.
Yeah.
You know when you were a little kid, they had the iron skates.
Yeah.
Well, the older kids didn't like the iron skates. They wanted the precision wheel skates, the one that didn't make no noise. They like professionals. So he was like, "Yo, we got still the wheels." And I was like, "How we gonna do that?" I ain't gonna lie, I was like 6 or 7. I was scared.
Okay.
But he was like, "Nah, that's how we do." He showed me how to tuck it inside my crotch, put it under my put it under my underarms, and hold myself tight. The first few times I was scared, but after a while, it became addictive.
Got you.
And we didn't only go there. We went to Trinity Hall. We went to the comic book store. And from there, it was just like Flatbush was ours. Because at that time in the 70s, Flatbush was like the central of shopping. Up Flatbush Avenue, Church Avenue, Utica Avenue. Because it had Kenmore, it had Granada, it had Astro, it had the other one, King's Theater. It had so much stuff back in the days in Flatbush. So that's where we stayed all the time. Even having the Macy's too.
So y'all primarily y'all just was just taking everything. Y'all wasn't just focusing on clothes. Like whereas the Low Live story, Low Lives used to go into like Macy's and just take racks of clothes and just dip out. Or if they seen somebody in the streets with something that they didn't have, you was coming off of that. So y'all wasn't on it like that.
I'm not gonna say no. The Polo Posse, nah, we was never on robbing people. Okay. See, my thing with the Polo Posse was a revolution.
Okay.
We was against robbing our own selves. We wouldn't rob a black man.
Okay.
At that age, at that moment now. Not later on, but at that moment. Our idea was to rob Ralph Lauren. The capitalist.
Oh, okay.
That was our goal. Our mission statement was to take from him.
Yes.
No, matter of fact, Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, Aladdin.
There you go.
Nah, I mean, this will be
that's big Crown Heights right there.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna definitely get into that too.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Minor want to give a little history on Alibaba and the 40 Thieves before we move on.
I know that.
Nah, you can go.
You go.
Keep flowing.
I want some because I know the names, but I need some. Come on.
Yeah, so then
give me a
when we was the way our little heads was wrapped around to going to get Polo was more of a we're gonna take from the system.
Got you.
And we're gonna come back to the block and we're gonna dress up the youth in this uniform, and depending upon the logo would be the level of power you have in the crew.
Yep.
Explain that.
Okay, so like you have a horsey.
Uh-huh.
After the horsey, you would have certain kind of crest, and this is where you get the crowns from. The crowns are actually crests, and so you had different kinds of crowns. But then you had kids. This is before the badge came out. The badge came out as a regular shirt to wear. It took a while for that to come out. I think that came out like late '85. But the jackets were already out. The gooses were already out with the badges. So what happened here is that they had other badges though, which was called I can't afford a polo shirt. You know what kind of shirts those were, right?
The ones without the logo.
No, chaps.
That's
right.
Chaps.
Yeah, I know the chaps. Yeah.
So a
Can't
lot
have
of
a
kids,
polo shirt. Yeah.
Chaps wound up in Burlington.
Yes. So a lot of kids was coming to school with chap shirt on, thinking they were getting busy. And 3 nights, and we were getting it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, you can't afford a polo shirt. That's why you got that.
That's crazy.
And yo, this is some of the.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that's what we used to call it.
No, I knew about that. I knew about that.
I might have had one chap
For the people
shirt.
that don't know, say it again. So
I might have had one chap shirt.
Yeah, one chap shirt.
Maybe one.
We
I
wasn't
had
on it
polo
like
though.
that in
Don't get me
Queens,
wrong.
man.
I had polo, but I also might have had one chap shirt. I didn't know
I think
that.
it was 2.
I didn't know that.
Might have one.
But they knew not to play.
Yeah,
with
that's crazy. Okay.
But let's get some clarity to the fashion here.
Yeah, let's go.
Going back to with Ms. Lowe again.
Uh-huh.
So when me and Miz was doing our dudes, me and Miz started like in '84.
Okay.
That's because like at that time, you know, he was letting me know that his situation. Sorry,
it's all good. It's all good, Mike.
He was letting me know that his situation
Uh-huh.
wasn't as peachy creamy as we all thought it was inside his household. So he was like, "Yo, I mean, would you be getting them wares from?" Because like I hang with his bigger brother Kurt. And another brother named Poopa Danger.
Okay.
So I will always take my clothes, like in A3 we was rocking the sheepskin. A2 and A3 was rocking the sheepskins, the leather bombers. We was watching the British Walkers. Now I mean the Playboys and the Wallaby Clarks. Now I mean, so at that time, I should take when I would grow up out of my clothes, I would go give it to Miz. So he would rock my sheepskins now. So when he go to school the next day, he got it on. So he look, and none of our stuff was worn out, anything. So anyway, the point I'm trying to say is when we got to 390 now, the fashion change shift. Dudes that wearing Lees in A3 wasn't allowed to wear Lees no more.
You snatching Lee patches.
Right. Shout.
Lees
all played out.
Right.
Lees, you know what I mean?
Facts.
So that was the mantra. And
Shout out to all the affirmative action babies out there. Y'all know what it was.
Yeah, yes, sir. So
permanent crease Lees, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We have to do away with that. But that's when AJ's came out.
Okay.
AJ Lester's, Guess. You know what I mean? The girls wearing the Vascos. Yeah, that's what the girls were wearing. The dudes were wearing AJ's or Guess, and the girls were the Vascos, the two-tone Vascos.
Yeah.
That matched the two-tone Guess.
Yes.
All right, so other clothes started coming out like G-Man, Kotler, Bill Blass, and that changed the demographics of how you looked at clothes because these things were more expensive now. The Guess were costing like $180.
What?
Yes, for leather in the front.
Okay.
And that's not even we ain't talking about the suspender one. You just talking about the pants. And Dr. J, you're paying $180 for them jeans.
Yeah.
So now dudes can't just get it so easy waiting for their welfare check to come on the second.
Wait for the welfare check.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Talk about it.
It's waiting for
It's old New York, man.
New York.
And this is we talking about 83 now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
The whole hood
changing.
was pulled back.
That's
1 year
crazy.
old.
We
Shout
going
out to Sosa. One. One.
Wow.
God, it's all good. Look, you giving a history lesson.
Man.
Word up.
So
Yeah.
at this moment, man, us as new building kids, we saw the kids when we in St. John now, we saw the kids on the block. They were shoplifting already, but they weren't trying to get fly with it. They were just shoplifting anything they can get their hands on to buy a trade bag of weed from Stearns Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
They didn't care about looks, fashion. They just wanted to get some money and buy some weed and buy a trade bag.
We weren't just to sell it.
That's it.
Oh.
And at that time, there was no Ralphie kids on Utica and St. John. There was nobody on Utica and St. John doing anything at this time in 83.
83, okay.
It was nothing.
Okay.
If it was kids over there, we didn't know them kids.
Okay.
They weren't prominent kids at the time. Our block was prominent.
Okay.
Sterling Schenectady was prominent for the Jamaicans. Utica and Sterling was prominent for their Jamaicans.
Shower posse.
Lincoln and Troy.
You know what I'm saying?
Not
All
shower
right.
posse, different
Okay, all right.
Bangla man them. Bangla man them.
Spranglers and gully man.
Yeah.
Gully,
Shower.
Go ahead. Look, I'm just fucking with y'all. I like fucking with my Brooklyn
Nah,
people,
man.
baby.
So at this time, we are just coming into our essence of what it is to just be stealing.
Mm.
And then we go to 390 now. Now we're in junior high school. See, so when people talk about the low life culture and they exile 390, you can't say you was part of that low life culture then without talking about 390.
So it's a history.
It rooted from there because these guys that say, "Oh, I started the Ralphie kids. Oh, I started this." Every one of them. Shout out to Boostin' Billy, yo, the greatest life ever.
Shout out to Boostin' Billy. Word.
He was in school with us in 390 and 167.
Okay.
Bill Miner used to go to 167.
Shout out to Bill Miner.
You know what I mean? So like Ms. Love to go 167 and 390. G Life to go to 390. The other guys from Utica St. John went to 390.
Okay.
So, but when they came to 390 now, it was already kids wearing polo though. Even before us. From Albany Projects. It was a kid named Polo from Albany that was there, and his name was Polo.
Oh.
So we can't say that we just began something. What happens here is evolution.
Okay.
We got to understand, and I'm about evolution. Because when you don't let evolution surge, a lot. I don't need to be spiritual with y'all.
No, listen, man.
But in the Quran,
talk your talk.
You know what I mean? In the Quran, it's a term called Rabbil Alameen, which means he who evolved creation until it reaches its eventual perfection. But it's dudes that deal with deceptive intelligence that want to lie, say, "Oh, I created everything. I'm the all being. I'm the all this." But yet, when you look at them today, they have nothing. They're about nothing. Their vision is stunted.
They mall cops.
That's a moment.
I mean, cannibals feasting on each other. But my key issue, my key point here is like when we was in 390 was like a school. Whoever heard of school Winthrop and Flatbush?
I heard of that.
Winthrop, I heard Winthrop.
I know Winthrop and Flatbush,
Yes.
but
Winthrop was
I didn't
notorious
know it was
in the
Flatbush.
70s.
Okay.
People was getting killed, stabbed up. Like it was very
You talking
wicked.
about
Like
the 70s, the 80s too.
Yeah.
80s too.
Yeah,
man.
but
Drug. That's a lot of
70s.
drugs. Drug.
Oh, that was a
in the 70s, it was no cracking. It was super wicked. My mom used to go there, and she used to be fighting all the times.
Okay.
I'm even talking about my story. Her story, she used to tell me, her friends tell me from Flatbush.
Yeah.
It was between Winthrop. You go from Winthrop, then you either go to Erasmus or Wingate.
Yep.
These schools were notorious. My
Yes.
pops went to Erasmus.
Yes.
So these schools were notorious. So, as I was saying, 390 was that mecca center of fashion. So whatever props you thought you had in the other elementary school you was in, when you came to 390, you were disillusioned. Because all these middle-class kids from New York and Nostrand, New York and St. Mark's, Nostrand and St. Mark's, these were what you call brownstone areas. These kids came to school naturally with polo jackets on.
Yeah.
Okay. And all of this was before
anything.
The birth of Low Lives?
Yes, for anything. This is
Really?
390. Yes, IS 390. Maggie L. Walker, the first black millionaire woman, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's why this school, everything is so, and Maggie represents a magi, which is a magician, a wizard. So all these things is sparks of lights for what gave our young minds, what influenced our young minds, rather.
Got you.
So in 390, that's what this book is about, St. John Polo Posse.
Let's go. So let's get into it.
St. John Polo Posse gave rise to a nation. It highlights what G Light and the kids from New Buildings went through in junior high school. And it gives you a periphery of what was around us, but it's talking about how we came to be St. John Polo Posse.
Okay.
A leader of that particular moment in time. We're not talking about what anybody else did. All right, you say Low Life, you say Decepticons, all these other games that were out there at the time. The Azar Posse, the Gremlin Posse. You had it was a couple other posses too.
BMW,
BMW, Mean Guy Posse.
Mean Guy Posse.
Yeah, a lot for Franklin. Then you had the Vanderbilt crews. A lot of crews at this time.
Yeah.
But the Polo Posse was dear to us because we saw a threat in our environment. Not only capitalism, but we saw what he called the crack cocaine. It was a brother called Gary Webb. He called the crack cocaine era. What he called it, the dark web. So at that time, what he was talking about, we was witnessing it.
Okay.
My mother is a recovering addict from crack cocaine. My uncle's a recovering addict from crack cocaine. He was so addicted to. He's from Jamaica, He's from Jamaica too. Yeah,
Southside?
Yeah, Southside Jamaica. That's where he came from.
Southside, we outside.
Yeah, you know all them dudes over there. I ain't saying no names though, but when he came to Crown Heights, he would tell us some stories about the guys over there. I should be like, well, shut up, G.I. Joe. And the reason why we call him G.I. Joe is because he smoked weed, he drink liquor, he smoked crack, sniff coke, smoke coke, and shoot dope.
Wow.
Ain't no drug he don't use. So we called him G.I. Joe, the American drug addict.
Wow. Wow.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
So let's fast forward a little bit. So how did your story get discovered by the Source magazine? You had a whole article on the Source magazine about your life and Polo Posse and everything. How did it get to that point?
That came about because there was a individual reading the actual book itself, and it's some of the editors in the Source magazine. They low lives.
Oh.
So she had told one of them. Her friend knows someone that is the prequel to Low Life, and they was going at her hard.
Really?
So she defended herself. I was like, nah, look at this book. And they were just like, so they all ran. Them dudes ran to some of my older affiliates and was like, yo, this guy saying he was before y'all. He was saying he's this and saying he's that, he's this, is that. And so from that, it developed what you call, because mind you, a lot of low lives are not actually low lives. They low heads. They just wear polo.
Oh my God. So it's different factions now. Okay. You'll get into that.
Of course.
Break it down. So Brooklyn started that polo shit. Break it down.
Yes. So St. John, so from St. John and Troy to St. John and Utica is two different sides. So what happens here is a lot of popularity goes to St. John and Utica because they The popularity stays with St. John and Utica because of, I would say, people being in jail or people doing other things who surpassed what they were doing as a child. But those who held on to it were actually, a lot of them were not actually the ones that was back in the days. These are older guys that wasn't around back in the days who are trying to fight for something because they missed their time. So they're trying to make it relevant now. But if you go back to go back to 08, you probably don't hear nothing about low life at all, nowhere.
This is what's confusing.
Star brings it up, low lives too. Polo.
That's right.
Star brings it up too a lot.
Shout out to Star.
Yeah.
No, he's Notion in Park Place.
Oh, he's Notion in Park
That's
Place.
right. His man Poison. I had his girl was my shorty first.
Wow.
While I was on Posse.
Talk about it.
Right.
Don't be out here drinking, baby.
Drake. Like, I used to
You out there on the radio.
You know what I mean?
Gara's creeping.
Yeah.
So,
the article in the source was just highlighting the nuances between us and them. And I kept telling, I said, I'm not low life. I wasn't around. I didn't participate in the low life culture or low life way. And let me get this correct with you guys. First of all, I'm talking to the public. I want y'all to hear this real quick. We oversaturate the word culture. It's not about culture. It's about civilization. What does the meaning of civilization? Because culture is an aspect of civilization. Like when you have what you call it, ironsmith. Then you have a leather worker who works with leather and one works with iron. That's two different cultures inside of a civilization. Y'all supposed to work together. The woodsman, the craftsman, the carpenter. It's different things. The farmer. It's 11 craftsmen. So it's 11 different type of culture. So each one may have a personification of perfection, but they all together make civilization, which is more important. We are here. Polo Posse gave rise to a nation. It's talking about civilization. We're not talking about just I'm the culture. I'm the culture. No, we're talking about admitting and adding on to what is civilization bound. We have to make a just society for our children to live in. A lot of you guys talk about legacy, but don't know what legacy is. You can't pass down legacy unless you have a civilization. And civilization needs rules and protocols, not love and loyalty. We need honorable men to stand up and represent their craft. But
that's deep.
That's
deep. All right, so let's fast forward. So from the first book, moving on to the second book, the transition into the creation of the St. John's New Building Kids, the Age of the Kraken.
Yes, sir.
What are you highlighting in that book, and what made you create that book?
Okay, that book was a more of a me becoming the heroic hero that I talked about in the first chapter of St. John Polo Posse. Okay. I said there were heroes and villains. I'm an anti-hero, meaning I'm a bad guy, but I'm a hero. I'm like Black Adam. I'm the Black Adam of St. John. And this is what people don't understand, that a bad guy don't have to be essentially a bad guy because he's doing bad things. Black Adam was doing bad things, but he had a purpose for it. He was trying to do things to rectify the situation with his son. And no one understood it until the end. They all thought that big statue was him. Then he admitted, nah, that's my son. I messed up. My son got himself killed to give me his power. So this is what I'm saying about the New Building Kids. The New Building Kids, we had an agenda since we came on the block, and it was not to be held back by anybody in society, black or white. We wanted to rise up out of our situation of poverty. And that was the goal, to get up out of poverty. And I think a lot of us missed that with the self-hatred that we impose upon ourselves now. So when we went into the Age of the Kraken, it was at the point where there were two individuals, Pupa Danger and Indian, the Wild Apache. They saw a character named G Light inside the book, and they said, yo,
G Light.
Yeah, G Light. They said, yo, you just coming home from jail. Because he went to DFY. He had went to Harlem Valley, Goshen, Tryon. Then he went to the
trifecta. He did the whole trifecta.
Shout out to Tryon out there. Oh, you young juveniles out there.
Know what I mean?
That's not a place you want to go at a young age.
Is this still there? Is there still Tryon?
I think the Tryon is still in the Bronx. It was in the Bronx.
Nah, that's
right?
upstate New York. All that stuff is
Tryon is upstate.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Which
Goshen,
one is it?
Harlem
No,
Valley.
Spofford is in the
Spofford
Bronx.
was in the Bronx.
Spofford is in the Bronx.
That was
I was
torn
there
down.
too. They're still open. They opened it back up.
They opened it back up.
Yeah,
I heard
I
it was
heard
the
that.
asbestos issue.
Yeah.
They were getting the kids sick.
Heard that.
A lot of them should have went back and caught checks.
Talk about it tomorrow.
Word. Facts. Facts. Oh yeah. So in the interim of coming from St. John Polo Posse to the Age of the Kraken, when July was released from the group home, Indian and Wild Apache sat him down.
Wild
He said,
Apache.
yo, Star, you hear me? We don't need you out here boosting no more. We want you to roll with us. And G Light was like, what you mean? I need to get some paper. So Indian went in the got a shoe box from under the I think it was a shoe box or a Philly box from under the bed. Open it, say, here, this is yours. Inside of it was mad money, a 22 caliber, and
22.
22, and gave him a
boy.
rope chain
Pap,
with a
pap.
dollar. What's that? You know the dollar sign?
Yes.
And he said, yo, from this moment on, your name is G Money. So G Light went from G Light to G Money. And you're gonna notice one thing about the book. This kid name changes radically in his book, in all the books.
Okay.
His name is never the same because always someone changing his name. It ain't even him changing this. Other people, yo, your name is this now.
Wow.
And he's like, all right, he just ran with it because it was what you call cultural adaptation.
Got you.
He didn't allow himself to be stagnant. He saw the development and growth in other people's eyes, meaning that you can see yourself growing someone else. You don't have to stay stagnant because you think your ideas is the best.
Got you.
Sometimes it's not the best. So they made him and said, listen, you're going to be our lieutenant. So from that point on, he crossed over to that world. And then this is a whole nother saga for the new building kids. And mind you, he only 14. Danger like 15, Indian like 17, 18.
Okay.
So we still all adolescents and juvies running around. Now we selling drugs though. And
There
going
we
through
go.
the the dynamics of that.
That's we gonna get
Don't
into.
give away the whole book.
Heard up.
Give away the whole
Give
book.
away the whole book. You're gonna go get that. But we do want to kind of touch a little bit more on like you growing up in the hood and going through your transitional phase. So at one particular point in time, you explained that you were framed for a crime that you didn't commit.
Yes, sir.
Are you comfortable sharing that first and foremost?
Yes, sir.
And actually what happened and how did that stretch in prison turn into a positive to where you are today?
All right, I'm gonna cover one part. The second part is in part 3. Part
Okay,
3
okay.
is Holy St. John's of Jerusalem. That's part 3. That I'm already up to chapter 10, and Bill Minor gonna be a guest author on that. Can't wait to do that
Bill
book.
Minor, what?
You know what I mean? But yeah, at the last chapter, which is called the frame up, yeah, man, this is when G Money was out there hustling, getting his money. He on 16 now, no driving. You know what I mean? He had the Cressida, he had the Acura
Said the
Integra,
Cressida.
he had the Honda.
Said the Cressida.
The 88
Cressida.
88 Crusher.
The 88 Cressida. Greatest car ever
You
made.
was outside, you know what that was, the Cressida.
Shake it.
Yeah, the
You know what I'm saying?
Cressi.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, Pupa Danger had the Audi, you know, the gold Audi 5, I think the Audi 5000, 3000,
5,000.
Audi 5000. Indian had the Honda.
They used to say
Honda.
Audi 5000.
Facts.
Yeah. So we all like I said, we like, so if I'm 16, Danger had to be 17, Indian had to be 21 at this time. We still young kids. And this is 88, 89.
Yes.
So we doing our thing. Between 89 and 91, rather. We doing our thing, hustling, and dudes wanted me off the block. They wanted G Money off the block. I mean, wanted G Money at the character. They wanted G Money off the
G-Money.
block.
Let's go.
Because they saw him as a loose cannonball that they couldn't put back into the pot. So what happened was Mike Paul was a notorious detective, homicide detective for 77 Precinct, which was a corrupt precinct at this
I
time.
heard about them.
All of them were
77
Heard
for
about
wicked.
77.
Yes.
We heard about the 7-7, man.
And let me give you some scoop on the 77. When you go back to St. John Polo Posse, gave rise to the nation, I talk about how Big Un, who had the spot in 1327, was paying off the 77 Precinct. You hear what I said? Paying them off. And they actually got caught in that whole conundrum. And even when he left, when he got caught, it still was a corrupt precinct. So 1992 came out all in the news. They were taking payoffs and taking cuts and all that stuff. But this was the culture. If you watch like old, like Starsky the Hutch movies back in the days, even
Yes.
Superfly and all that.
Yes.
The cops on the payroll.
Always taking pay. That's a fact.
So what the system we're dealing with now is a rudiment of us not doing our business as honorable men and failing our own society. Because if we're doing right for our society, them pigs would not.
He said the pigs.
Come back.
That's what they called them back in the day, by the
but
way.
the police,
They call them 12 now.
I mean,
Yeah, 12. Holy.
Let's go.
The overseers of the policy makers and policy enforcers would not be killing our young black men and sisters as they are today. Because we had young black men who had so much respect and power in the community that our policemen wouldn't just come at you and kill you. Because he would be afraid of the backlash of his family getting killed or his family or him can't work no more in that community.
Rest in peace to
Really?
Avalanche. Word.
This was a real thing.
Yeah, rest in peace
Y'all
to
know about
Lance.
Larry
That was
Davis.
my high school
Yeah.
buddy,
This was
man.
not this in
That was
the
the
80s
homie.
was serious with the black community because this is why there's no crack cocaine in the black community now. They know how much power we could generate from that with the community. They removed it from the community, making sure there's no power. But nonetheless, as I was saying to you earlier, in this explosion of the frame up, kids on the block actually saw G Money as a threat and actually allowed the precinct, 77 precinct, Jake the Snake and Mike Paul, working with the actual other druggers on the block to actually say, this is the time G Money's coming and do his shift. Because at that time he was working he was running the dope spot for Goatee Born and Briefhead Jack,
Boy.
Jamaican Jack. Now, if y'all know who Goatee Born is, you're gonna kill it right there. You know what I mean? So Goatee Born, he was under that tutelage at that time. So people knew the moment who was running what shift. So G Money was running the graveyard shift. So when he went to drop off the workers, and these are my beloved brethrens, but how is it Mike Paul and Jake the Snake? When I come to drop off the workers from Flatbush and No Dread, and these are my youth, Pop and Tyrone, shout out from 823 Brooklyn boys, from Brooklyn and Church, East 35th boys. I had them working on
East 35th Street.
yeah, East 35th and Church. They used to be on St. John with us working. So when I came to drop them off, how come Mike Paul is walking out of Ms. Lowe house as I pull up in the Cressida?
Shout out to the Crest.
This is incredible.
Cressida, that just hold on.
I pull
Hey,
up.
you talking this talk, man.
I had a
I pull
mixtape
up.
called 88 Cressida.
88
I don't even
Cressida,
understand what that call mean.
Huh?
I remember somebody having that around me.
Yeah.
So
It's
I'm
an
not
old
saying
school dude.
I'm not saying Miz, you had anything to do with it, or your mom's ain't doing it, but he came from your mom's house that day.
And we
My
talking about your
brethren.
situation, yes.
And
Yeah.
what I'm looking at her like, oh yeah, what up, Miss Iceni?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? May her wings spread forever in heaven. But at the same token, when I'm saying what up, Jake the Snake is putting a ratchet to my head.
Oh,
You're under arrest for murder.
wow.
And I'm like, what the? And like I said, at that time, G Money, right? Let me tell you a little about G Money. He was about his women, his clothes, and his money and his cars. It wasn't about drama. He wasn't with the drama.
No murder game.
Nah, I wasn't with the drama. It was about going. We used to go to, it was a store on Utica between Eastern Parkway and Union. It was called Lenny's. G Money Indian and Poopa would go there and get custom made silk suits made, custom sandals, leather sandals made, custom.
That sound like some preteens.
You know what I mean? We were wearing peepo suits.
Yeah.
And people know what a peepo suit was. I ain't talking Pelly. I said peepo.
He said Pele.
You know what I mean? The peepo
Not
suits
the
was
Pele.
costing $800 to $2,000 for each suit. Man. For a peepo suit. A lot of people never even heard of a peepo
Nah, I ain't
suit.
gonna lie, I didn't. You put me on to something.
Bill might know, he know what the people see. He been Lenny before.
Huh? Word.
So you know what I mean? So this what the like at that time, G Money and Indian used to run around with jerry curls on their head with blonde dye around their head.
Follow the drip, baby. Follow the
Wearing
drip.
earrings, diamond earrings, long diamond earrings with bongos.
Mm.
Bongos on their legs. Now I mean suits. This is how we used to dress. Like we didn't want to dress. Like we wasn't into polo no more. We
Okay.
wanted our own clothes to be made and put on our bodies.
Tailor made.
Everything.
So nobody look like you
at all.
That's a fact.
Know what I mean? So when you come into the age of the Kraken, you're gonna hear about sound clashes. Like a sound clash is when
I told the DJs out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out to JOJ. You know what I mean? Yeah. And our sound was called Travel Fox. We done battled Stone Love.
I know all these names.
I heard of Travel Fox. Yeah.
Hey man,
my mom, my uncles,
my
mom, my uncles. You know these names ringing bells.
Yeah.
I had
remember
black
Travel
jump
Fox
off.
was the shoes.
Yeah.
Everybody
Smooth
shout out to my guy Boris. Shout out to my guy Boris, man. He had the elephant skin Travel Fox. He wore about 9 pairs of socks in there, so he don't get no creases in them. For those that know what I'm talking about. Word up.
My Travel Fox is all leather.
Yeah?
In, out, laces, everything.
Talk about it.
The sole, everything was leather.
Shout out to the yard, man. Walk around the Travel Fox.
Hold on. Also, too, people don't see this. I mean, this is why I gotta get a lot of clarity here with fashion.
Yes.
All right. Going back to the polo posse thing now. When we deal with fashion, I'm a fashion assassin. This is the age of the fashion apocalypse. So it's about the survival of the flyers.
Mm-hmm.
So back in them days, then you couldn't wear no old clothes talking about you was the man. Now we murder you. You wouldn't come on the block with an old jacket tomorrow. Yo, this is lit. Get out of here. Move with that. You know what I mean? So it's like, so today's time, my low life brethrens, St. John low lives have a different bloodline than you. The bloodline of wearing old clothes, talking about that's lit. Move, go ahead with that.
So this is where I'm confused at, right?
Get it.
So I'm a little confused now, because from what I understand, low lives, from what I understand, I'm from Queens, but what part did Brownsville play in the whole low lives faction? Like what? Because did it originate in Crown Heights or was it?
It's Crown Heights only, baby. Crown Heights. Then it migrate to Brownsville through Rack Low.
So it started in Crown Heights.
Crown Heights through Boostin' Billy, myself, and a couple of more good brothers.
Okay.
Then Rack Low took it down
to Brownsville
because he lived in Crown Heights and in Brownsville.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's where the confusion. All right. So now I got some clarity.
So when Rack Low say he's godfather of low life, like technically he's godfather of Brownsville low lives, not the whole low lives.
Oh.
Because he took the L's down there.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So
got you. And everybody else after that was an offspring of basically Rack bringing it down that way.
Yeah, because in Brownsville, Marcus Garvey, they was like
in the Garvey
Polo Association down there, like United Shoplifters and stuff like that. That's the name they was running with down there.
Right.
So if Rack never went down there with them L's, they would have been that.
Oh.
They would have stayed what they was.
Whatever they rep it.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Now it makes sense.
That shit had like
boosters in Brooklyn back then.
That shit had like 3 minutes of fame, though. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit had 3 minutes of fame.
I know
like
that
United Shoplifters, 3 minutes of fame. Ralphie Kids, 3 minutes of fame. They just talk about it like it went on for years, but they ain't go on for years. 86, I've been giving them that. Then it's over. Like May 88 is over with. It's over. So they ain't had no run. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, when it was Ralphie Kids and United Shoplifters and all that, dudes wasn't really taking no money. They was trying to just go from ashy to classy and build a wardrobe
up. About it.
You know what I'm saying? Dudes wasn't selling no clothes for real. They was exchanging them with each other. You caught 5 red shirts, I got 5 black shirts. Yo, still, let me get a red one. I give you a black one. What you got, a yellow one? So it wasn't really no money going on. Was trying to get fly a little bit. That's all it was.
And now on that
the bag, hold up, El Garia, the bag came from not clothes. The bag came from going to KB Toy Store, taking all the batteries and going on Eastern Parkway, Utica, selling it to the Africans. They used to have that whole thing locked down up there.
That's crazy.
Selling big lighters, socks, the little toys, the wind up toys. So you would have to go G that. You would have to go steal that to get your bag. It wasn't through no clothes.
So they
were 28th Street before 28th Street.
Yeah, Eastern Parkway in Utica.
I was so clueless.
Because when we was operating out here in Queens, when we hear low lives, we hear the stories about niggas would be on the train. If they see you with something that they ain't
That
had,
came late still.
it was coming off of that.
That came late.
That's later. Yeah.
That was later?
Yeah, that came late.
That's crazy.
So that
And
was
not
like-
all of them were like that.
That came when Low Lights got started in '88. All that came taking polo people back.
Right.
That came with that. Ralphie
There's a lot of
Kids and
people,
all the
yeah.
other stuff.
Yeah.
Nah, Nick, dudes was going from ashy to classy. That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? And the bag didn't come through clothes. You know what I'm saying? It came through other little things. You know what I'm saying?
Like for instance, what we just said.
Yeah.
But the batteries, but me and G Life and Miss Low would do it.
That's crazy.
We would go
Wow.
to the kids in school, right? In 390.
Yeah.
And I would sit there like this dude named Richie. I'd be like, all right, what you want? He said, oh, I want this kind of Decepticon. I want the Constructicons. I said, all right, put your order in. So another dude don't want this. He want the aerial bots. So me and Miz would go all the way out. The KP Toys R Us. We go to all the KB and Toy Stores and rack all the Decepticons, rack all the GI Joes, rack all the Go Bots we can get, bring it back to his mom's. And listen, Miss Richie Mom's, yo, listen, we gonna give you half price for all this stuff, and she bless us.
Yo, that's crazy.
Know what I mean?
You know what? That's crazy.
Go ahead,
My
so-
son was.
so-
Oh, he might kill me if I say.
Go ahead. Hey, man.
He was
Yeah.
into wrestling men at one point.
Right.
Okay,
And they
everybody
were- they were
was.
very
Junkyard Dog
expensive.
and all that.
And they were very expensive. Them damn men were expensive. So I ain't gonna lie. If I had somebody who would have gave me a deal like that,
See,
I
they
would've
thought that
jumped on
boosting
it,
was
'cause
just
them
about
little
boosting
fucking
clothes.
Men are expensive.
It wasn't about
in that
boosting
book, part-
clothes.
part one.
We're gonna come
Yes,
back to
for
that.
real.
That's a
Hold on.
crazy hustle.
No, go ahead. So go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, that's a crazy hustle.
Yes.
And when after his interview, because there will be a conversation coming up with him doing an interview tomorrow.
Yeah.
There was only a certain faction of that low lives was taking shit from people. The
was
super trife side of them.
That was the Brownsville.
No.
It wasn't?
Heights.
No.
It's Crown Heights?
Crown Heights.
Oh,
Only Heights.
okay.
So it was mainly Deceps and other niggas
There
taking
we
shit
go.
from
Yes.
people.
Yeah, all right.
Now,
That's
I'm
what-
going
that's
to
what-
do
The
that.
older dudes, they
Water.
branched off and started going to other places, growing up, getting into things that you get old and get into things. A lot of these dudes is living in their second childhood if they claiming something still
Yeah.
at 40 and 50 years
That's
old.
a fact.
Right,
That's a
right,
fact.
right.
Your back hurt. Stop talking about things you did when you were 16. That is about if you 50, it's about 35 years ago
Right.
when you did all that shit.
And another thing, yo, hey man, listen, man. I'll be seeing it on the gram, and I know a couple of dudes, they be going extra hard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they come from the 86, 87,
Mhm.
88 era.
Yeah.
And you know why they be going extra hard?
Why is that?
You know why they would try to get at a brother like El Gario and stuff like that,
Talk
man?
about it.
Because yo, listen, man. I mean this. I'm dead ass serious. When you don't have a second, you don't have a next, then you're gonna stay stuck in the past.
No legacy.
You're gonna glorify that bullshit
Yep.
what you used to be doing.
Yep.
So a lot of these dudes didn't have life outside of polo. They didn't go to the next level.
Wow.
And they 48 and 55 right now, and they still on it hard like that. They never graduated. They never leveled up. So it means so much to them. You know what I'm saying? So it don't mean nothing to me. I don't participate in nothing.
And that's a fact.
Like your
I don't see you
future
put
is
it
my
like that.
past. I don't.
Yeah.
When it was time to do that, it counted.
Yeah.
Right.
If I'm gonna be around 20, 30 dudes, where we getting money at? Where's that? Where we going at? Now they just stand around all deep like that to take pictures and to eat some
Yeah.
barbecue, and I'm not doing all that. Crazy.
And they swanning and dining.
They ain't getting to nothing.
No money.
Yo, it's so many of them. It's like, yo, now it branched out. They in Mexico, they in Australia, it's everywhere,
No money.
right?
Yeah.
So why we ain't flipping no houses, man? Why we ain't in real estate?
This is what I'm talking about.
It's enough of us, and we grown.
Facts.
Let's all cops a couple of cribs and flip.
And you know,
Ain't none of this talking going on.
and you know, I brought that to their attention, and dudes turned on me.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
And
So
that's
it's
when
like
you wind up getting YouTube slander.
And that's what
Cannibalism. That's cannibalism right
there.
there. Now, what I mean by cannibalism is that you bring your brother on the show
Yep.
and feast on him. You're
Yep.
taking sensitive issues
And
and just put it out there for everybody to listen to it. And then and why is cannibalism? Because you go on the next day like it never happened. Like you ate a dinner, like you ate breakfast, and just
Facts.
keep living life.
Facts.
That's a cannibal. You feasting on your own kind for what?
Yeah.
That's
No
Clicks and
money
likes,
to
baby.
make.
Clicks and likes.
Clicks and likes,
Subscribe to
man.
that.
Cannibal.
Subscribe to this.
Facts.
That's all that's going on.
This
Clout chasing, man.
Yes, yes.
Word.
Clout chase.
That's why platforms
Yeah,
like
Instagram
y'all
and
is
I
music.
see how even social media has shifted. Now all you see mostly are ads or like gossip.
Facts.
And it's everybody.
Facts.
And I've never seen so many men
Chatty
gossiping.
patty.
in
Yo,
my life.
it's crazy.
And
Even
as a
Dame
woman,
Dash
it's
chatting
like,
now.
I ain't
They're all
now
chatting.
I just watched it. Just before everyone, you take a picture or you might be doing something with your family or whatever. You put it on Instagram. I look at my timeline now, and everything's an advertisement or some weird ass video about the future or some gossip about something. It's like tabloids. It's like it's turning into a new tabloid. Like that magazine that used to be out that everybody
Star
used to,
Magazine,
and
Inquirer.
it's a lie. Used to have
Yeah,
lies
Inquirer and all that.
The Inquirer, right?
National
That's
Enquirer.
what it's slowly turning into.
Facts.
And I'm just
a
like,
fact.
what the fuck?
But even with that, it's about the algorithm that you
Yep.
Yeah,
that
that's
you
too. Yeah,
subscribe
that's too.
to.
Yes,
You know what
I
I'm saying?
definitely
So
know about the
if you click on a bunch of videos with chicks with fat asses, that's what's gonna be on your timeline.
Facts. Facts.
No, that's a lie.
Yeah,
I
I'll
didn't
be like,
click
yo,
on
No,
it
hold on.
myself.
Let me
now.
finish. Let me finish.
Hold on.
Let me finish.
Hold on.
Let me
See, a lot
finish.
of my guys
No.
like by
The
this
fat
person.
asses are gonna be there regardless.
No,
I
let
don't
me
care
finish.
what,
Yes, the
'cause
ones
it's everywhere.
the
They're
ones
doing
that
it everywhere for
No, but
everything.
finish.
Your
So that's
page
a
is
lie.
not
the ones
if you don't
that
subscribe to
are
it, you won't see it.
the ones
Huh?
that
In the
the
back.
ones that are
And I ain't
using
say
that for paid advertisement, because I have another page on my Instagram, New York City Point Guards. Check it out. That I do ads on that. I have 15,000 followers on that, and it pops up on people's timeline who are into basketball. So if my whole timeline is I'm clicking on whatever bad bitch I see with a fat ass, that's what my algorithm is going to show. If it's about rap music, that's what
I
my
know that.
algorithm is going to show. So I'm just saying that a lot of the shit that we see online, like even when I'm in the house, I turn my TV on and I go to my smart TV and my YouTube come on. It shows me sports first because that's what I'm into. It shows me rap music next, and then it shows me whatever else that I'm following after.
Yeah.
So all this shit is algorithm, and it's also geo tracking. I could be in my group chat on my phone talking about a certain thing. Geo tracking will pop right up on my smart TV or on my phone.
Shout out
Now
to
you
three.
see what he just said.
It's very
Now,
true.
I wanna highlight something to all my brothers and sisters too.
Let's
This
go.
is very important because with we knowing that tracking's occurring, right? And then you have these cannibals on the platforms expressing your tentative issues.
Right, like we
That's-
have the shade room. Like
Right.
that's what I'm saying. Like we have the shade room, and then we have everyone who's doing a podcast. Everyone's trying to do it.
That's right.
So after the shade room, now you just have people, because now anybody can just pop up on your timeline if they're doing a reel.
That's a fact.
It's not like, you know what I'm saying, you can click on whatever, but
the real gonna go
the
through.
reels are gonna come
And the
through.
stories.
And I'd be like, who's that? And it could be somebody who's not a celebrity
Yes,
or whatever, but they put up a reel and it came across my timeline. You know what I'm saying? It could be about anything.
One of my worries is the dry snitching.
Oh boy.
See, people
Talk
are
about
talking
it.
about people are talking about people in the streets. If you're saying you're not in the street, I'm not in the streets. I'm a civilian. Let's get that covered. I'm a businessman.
Talk about
So
it.
you have people that's in the streets committing heinous crimes or outlandish crimes or outlandish things. Why would you put that on your platform and talk about it? That's something that you shouldn't be talking about. If you're saying to yourself, you're saying to us on your platform that you're not in the streets, that you're just coming home from work from a 9 to 5 and you just reclining and you doing a podcast for whatever topic you want to. Do not talk about no one else's crimes. That's people
know what?
living
You
in the
know
streets
what?
doing what they're doing to eat and survive.
That's true. I believe that too. Yeah. Certain
Oh.
things you shouldn't, you know.
That's a fact.
And we
Now,
But
50 Cent,
I mean, but I
nigga,
also
street shit
I
should
see
stay in
my
the
son and
street,
them,
so
like
keep
my
it on the
son.
low.
My sons, they watch YouTube most of the time. I walk by and I hear shit. And it's interviews all the time. And these are people who are sitting there talking about things they have done or things that, you know, people they know have done.
Yeah.
And this is what they sit and watch. And I'm just like, wait a minute. So y'all good now? Y'all cleared? Like, what the fuck? Like, you know.
Algorithm playing concurrent.
Yes.
Past couple of decades, watching it on YouTube and you're watching it in movies,
Yeah.
it's okay to tell them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I told him, I said, like, isn't that kind of like, can't they get in trouble still? Like they
course.
sitting here talking about what
yes,
this,
yes,
All
that's
that-
drive snitching.
all
Like,
that is
can't they
saved and
get-
archived and
Of course.
yeah, can't they get in trouble still?
Of course. And this is why, like, when they did the hand campaign upon me and they was talking about things they're talking about, I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? You know what's the deal, and you're sitting here putting this out there for who to hear? Who do you want to hear this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be even talked about, but you want it to be talked about. But I want to address the horse in the room is this.
Let's go.
Many have approached me on a hate campaign on my IG and on YouTube, and approached me with this hate campaign. They said that they took a picture with me and my wife at our baby shower in Burberry on 57th and 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And because of the way I wear my hair, I got braid. I wear my hair out sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
They called me a homosexual because of that.
Wow.
And I'm with my wife kissing her, but they took her part out the picture. They took her out the picture and just put me by myself with my head coming down
Wow.
in the shag
Mm-hmm.
and said I'm gay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then on top of that, hold up, it ain't even just that. They said I was gay. Then they went to proceed to talk about something that no one talks about in the hood. In my hood, I'm talking about from St. John and Joy.
Mm-hmm.
They bring up the situation that my brethren who died in my arms.
Oh wow.
What you bringing him up for? He
Right.
died in my arms and saying that I did something reckless
Oh
to cause
no,
that to
really?
happen.
Wow.
So now what I'm saying here is this. You guys know who and what happened, what took place. It's no way in the world that I could be sitting here, was with you at one time, and you telling me that I was in witness protection program. I was with you, stupid. People in Best Eye know I was in Best Eye the whole time. Everyone, even people that I had drama with, knew where I was at. You're putting out there. These are the three things that could hurt a person: pedophilia, homosexuality, and being a snitch. So
That's a
you
fact.
dudes on this damn IG, YouTube, you are called homosexuals. You are using the most worstest thing to attack a person, and you are attacking people with it because you know it's going to turn an ear. It's going to get a like. Cut it out.
Yeah,
Cut it out.
Crazy, man.
Cut it out. Stop being cannibals. Let's talk about the money I made. Let's talk about the money I proposed to you to make money with. Let's talk about this time I owed for you to make a store, to open up a store. I'll pay for everything.
Wow.
And you backed out like a coward. Didn't say nothing. Then you did hate campaign on me. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about I want to put that
Are we
1,200
talking
in your
about
pocket.
this person?
Yeah.
A specific.
It's a group.
This is a group.
It's
It's a group.
It's general. It's
So you're saying in general, the
So,
people
yeah.
who are
yeah, that was
It's
Okay.
like it's like
Okay.
what Minor kind of touched on. A
Mhm.
lot of people living in the past.
Mhm,
They don't have no legacy, and
Mhm.
all they can stand on is the past.
Mhm.
You know
2
what I'm
years.
saying? Where he kind of like elevated and moved into something in a whole different stratosphere, but yet he still had the wherewithal and the fortitude to come back and try to bring dudes
And
up.
offered all of them to be part of this clothing lines and everything he's doing.
I love the
Offered all of
clothing.
them
I
to be
love it. Let's
part
Yeah.
shine
of
light
the
on that.
and everything. All of them got offered.
hmm
They didn't think it was going to succeed.
Well, that's
Now that
that's
it's
how it was
flourishing,
supposed to be because
He's doubling back, and now he doesn't want.
he
to
doesn't
double
have to.
back. Let's slander.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you know everything happens for a reason, and that's how it was supposed to
God
be.
is great.
This is
yo.
your journey, and that's for you, and that's not. It wasn't for you and them. It was
Facts.
for you,
He got
and
like
that's
a
all.
fact.
20 hip hop quotables in this interview, man. We gotta use them.
Nah,
Oh,
and-
man.
and since
Use it for a skit.
that's a fact, and since we on the clothing, talk about the people that you've had wearing your clothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, shout out to Aki, the big Aki. And yo, man, when I met French Montana, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. He wore the Ms. Low hoodie with the fez and the musella. Musella means the rug.
Mhm.
Let me tell you something. When
Still, they didn't like that.
oh yeah,
Oh boy,
That's when it started.
I
That's when
already
it
know.
started, though.
Jumped in that 1.5 Bugatti with that hoodie on. They said, hell no. This nigga about to make it. He about to blow.
I
They
want
ain't
it.
like that. Yeah, they ain't like that.
Talk about it.
And that's the big Aki right there, yo.
Uh-huh.
Seeing him rocking it, know what I mean? And they seen Head Crack. They seen other people rocking it. The Brat. Know what I mean? Seeing other people I'm cool with in the culture. And it's like, oh yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, he about to rock which one he had got? Oh, he about to rock the Frankie Boo one. Yo, but listen though, the clothes, this is what I mean by culture, yo. And when you say when you culturalizing people, you take Like look at Versace. Versace comes from the Medusa. That's the main logo, the Medusa, right? Medusa is a mythological creature in Greek mythology that Donatella and her brother, you know what I mean, Versace Giovanni, he went and took the idea from his what? Civilization and put it as a logo on his clothes. So people supported it because he gave a certain aesthetic to it too. So what we are making as clothes, the St. John's Polo Posse, St. John Low Life, what we're bringing to the table is we're bringing those people who are involved in the clothes, regardless if you like you or not. We're going to bring the culture into the culture and show a civilization, whereas everyone could play a part. You don't have to be a model. You could be one of the ones that etch the drawing.
Yep.
You feel me? You could be one of the ones that give us an idea to infuse it into a drawing. Or you may have a proposal that may put us somewhere in the stratosphere of marketing. I try to do this with them, with all those low life groups. And and I'm not gonna name nobody, but dudes in that culture, both teams from down south and in Florida, both went to my retail tellers and told them not to sell my clothes.
Yeah.
They even one of them went so far, I even got it on tape to the Source magazine that dropped the article you were talking about just now.
Yes.
I heard the audio still.
Yo, they
sound
went
like First 48.
Yeah.
They crying to the source.
What?
Don't support them.
Really?
Don't support him. He a fraud and this and that. Yeah.
It really went that bad.
That
audio.
I have the audio. We have the audio, guys. That's beyond snitching. If you want to talk about snitch culture, what is that?
Yeah,
when a coworker tell another coworker, what is that? That's snitching.
Yes.
Snitching ain't just the police.
The worst plight of a black man is a black man.
Yeah, yo.
Talk
So let's
about
cut it
it.
off. Let's cut it out, man.
Word.
I'm here. This platform, Bars and Hoop, has established something that is vainglorious.
Inglorious. This is protected by
Red, the
Red,
and
good
green. And good green. Hey, there we go. Word up, man. For
Shout out
real.
X-Clan.
Word up, man. So let's talk about you and your cousin, man. International P, man.
Woo! Big Aki.
Are you
CEO.
planning on doing something with him in the near future, or is it something that you want to keep under the wraps and you don't
We
want
can
to
talk about it. Right
talk
now,
about
International P, he's working on getting us some short films done. We got somebody already on the script already right now. I was telling Bill the other day, so he's engineering that right now. So you're going to see some shorts coming out from St. John Polo Posse, Rocky Rasta Nation, St. John Nubian Kids, Age of the Kraken, and Holy St. John of Jerusalem. So all those 3 books. P right now is working on getting the financiers together to make some short films. I mean, so we coming with that. That's coming. The short films is coming, and like I said, Gara Gayn LLC, International P is our CEO. Kenya Thomas, now I mean she's a genius marketer. She the CFO. Now I mean Dynamic Magician. He's our treasurer. Now I mean, and I'm the COO.
Let's go, man.
Let's go.
So,
Let's get it. Hold up, but we gotta we'll make an announcement real quick. Can I make an announcement for you,
Let's
Bill
go. Of
Minor?
course you can. Oh, well, hey, man.
What is it about?
You know what I want to say. All right, I'm gonna say it anyway.
With the
Like, listen, Bill Minor also, now I mean, is also owner, now I mean, of St. John Low Lives.
Oh shit!
Boy,
Can't do anything with St. John Low Lives.
The legal.
I'm trying to
owner
keep
of
it
that.
underneath wraps, but
Y'all talking about some ATF? Y'all talking about Atlanta Low Lives? It didn't start there.
It out there.
Where did it started at? It started on where? St. John's.
yeah, that's
damn.
crazy.
St. John. He's from Utica and Sterling.
That's where you from?
He's next door to B-Bell. What are you talking
that.
about?
Huh?
Y'all dudes are so dead in your brains.
Uh-oh.
Y'all don't know nothing about business.
Huh?
Why you didn't trademark that long time ago?
Oh damn!
Huh?
You didn't trademark St. John Low Lives?
Oh God.
You imbeciles.
Nah, that's business though.
Come
That's
talk
business.
to us when you want to
Yeah.
use the name.
That's
now.
business.
It's going back to YouTube.
Word. Huh? Word. Huh?
That's the big dog.
King
Right?
Bandit.
It
Yeah.
is. I don't want to hear it. Get out of here. Y'all know about business.
Behind the scenes, man.
Uh-huh.
But,
Yeah. Word, man.
You gotta give the people the credit, the flowers. Look, this is what the sweater's about, giving the flowers.
Nah, I need one of those, man. The spikes on the shoulder.
Nah,
that's
man.
groovy right there,
really
baby.
do.
That's groovy right
This
there.
is what
man.
you call the Met Gala right here.
Like
And the Mets is about what we talking about, Polo Posse. It
Have
started,
you thought about doing fashion shows?
of course. That's coming up. ATL, we about to pop off.
ATL, okay. I'm familiar with
Man.
ATL. Let me know.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
1986
Let's
is
go.
when they won that championship, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
That's the year we named ourselves St. John Polo Posse.
Wow.
And that's why if you see some of my sweaters, you're gonna see 1986. Oh, the hat. 86.
86, baby.
86 cookies.
That joint right there,
That's
tough,
right.
man. 3 got it. My
I
dome was
represent
a
the
little
Mets.
too large.
I don't know. I
I think
I
you got it
Can I
too.
get it back?
Check you out. Hold on. Look at that.
Nah,
man.
86.
Chill.
That's
Yo,
champ-
3, that go with my
champion.
sweaters.
Look,
That go with my sweater, yo.
That joint is tough right there. Yeah, word up.
I'm
Man.
gonna kill his shit.
Huh? Yo, I need that. I gotta get that, man. Word up, man. So,
86. Yes, sir.
so what advice would you give to any young entrepreneur watching you right now during this broadcast?
Yo, own your worth
Mm.
and make your worth work for you. Own your worth and make your worth work for you.
All right, so where can people go to support your movement and purchase your line of clothing, man? Tell everybody where they can go to find and support.
www.elgaragayn.com, or you can go to El Gara Gayn TikTok, El Gara Gayn YouTube,
How you spell that?
ELGARAGAYN.com.
Okay.
Yo, it's
Just send
an
it to me,
independent brand. It's from you to you.
Word. Flipped it. Like the for us, by us,
Yep.
from you to you. Word up, man.
Word.
So we always do a part of our show, man. We can't.
No,
we can't. What? We not doing it?
No.
We're not? Why not?
10:03. We
We
not.
ain't got nothing for us.
No.
What? Nothing
Don't
today.
start. Stop.
So
I'm just asking. If we don't got
Right,
nothing, we ain't got nothing.
we
I know.
normally be ending with the peep game.
Yeah,
segment,
we ain't
but-
got. If you
But
if
it's
we ain't got
social.
nothing, we ain't. If we
Huh?
don't.
we save it for next week.
We
All
save
right.
it for
If we
next
ain't
week.
got it, we ain't got it.
You got a parking spot now, man.
You
Word.
know what? Leave my boy alone.
Word up, man.
Okay.
Oh!
You know what? Y'all not gonna keep doing him like that.
Yo, man. So look,
Leave him alone.
Oh!
We ain't got it. We ain't got it.
you ain't got it today. All right, we gonna hold it down though, man. A lot of people out there hitting me on the text right now, like, yo,
Oh,
what?
wow.
No peep game.
Yeah, right.
I'm dead ass.
Nah, you
You got some
serious?
people that live to hear this, because
No peep
it
game.
tell a lot. It give people a lot of, huh?
All right. Can I interfere?
Let's go, 3.
I'll take the deep
Talk
game
about it.
segment. I got it.
You
I
got
got
it
it.
today? Shout out to 3.
I
Look.
got it. We
Uh-oh.
good. I got it. We good. So
Oh.
we had a teacher in DC, Maryland area, man.
Talk about it.
He got fired because he put on his social media. He had his students. He had braids. He had his
It's not a
students.
peep game, but go ahead.
He had his students. He had his students unbraiding his hair, and he suffered major backlash from that. And he was eventually fired. The students were upset that he was fired. He was a young teacher, probably in his early 30s. So I want to know how, me being in education, me being the high school dean, I just want to know how people in the room feel about that. Do you think that he deserved to be fired? Do you think that the penalty was too harsh, or was he in the wrong, or was the school district in the wrong?
What?
Gave us a quick
Come on.
segment of why it happened. Why did it happen?
Because,
Facts.
well,
That's what we need to know. Why did it happen?
Why did what happen?
happened?
Why did they need to unbraid his hair?
Talk
they didn't
about
need
it.
He
to.
said-
He
They
was trying to
did
get his
need
hair done over, so
He wanted his hair done over,
He
and
wanted his braids
Boy.
taken out.
see,
This
first
is
of
out
all,
of pocket.
the teachers nowadays are way different than they used to be.
We know.
Okay, that's
We
one.
know.
That's
We
one,
know.
right? You see the girl, one teacher who had the fat old ass,
Oh boy.
and every time she posted something, they was making a big deal about her ass more than her being a teacher, right?
She had the hattie.
Did y'all
Hey,
see?
man.
I mean, back then we was not seeing teachers like how we see teachers
I ain't gonna
now.
lie, we did.
You know what I mean?
Well, y'all boys.
Shout out to Miss Fox Wall League.
Y'all might have.
I mean, now in this coming day, they're getting younger and younger.
Like they're cooler.
Younger.
They're cooler. They can relate more.
Yeah.
They can relate more to the students. You know what I'm saying? And they were that's high school, ain't it?
They were high school students.
17 years old.
So
come on and
now,
my hair.
Now,
look.
Wait,
one of your
the
the most notorious.
Hold on.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Come on and braid my hair.
Listen, what I'm saying is,
Out of
hold
line.
on, y'all going too far. So, are y'all gonna listen?
Yes, we go. Okay,
All right.
All right.
So the teachers now are different. They're not like how they used to be, right? Okay, they're a little more relatable. You got teachers now giving young men advice on how to, ask a woman on a date or ask a girl on a date. I don't feel that's that they shouldn't do stuff. Listen, this is real life,
is
right?
that appropriate?
Hold on. Think about it, right?
It's not.
Why isn't these are things that they're helping groom them. Obviously, if they're not getting it at home, then that should be the safe space for them too. But now, okay, back to the braiding thing, right? I do feel it was unprofessional for him to get his hair unbraided at work, right? Yes, we all know that. But we all had that cool well, I know there was always a teacher that was that cool.
Shout out to Mr.
To where
Lofa.
you might do something, a little
Mr.
extra
Villamese.
and not. I don't mean in that sense, because you got to be careful.
If it was
Stuff like that.
to a woman, it would look
Right. But I can see if it. Yes, and I can also. Yes, I can see if it was one girl doing it, and I do think it was a little bit inappropriate because of the world we're in right now. People can turn things. It depends on how they feel, how the world feels, or the universe feels for the day. Yeah. So it was inappropriate, I guess, but
Facts.
I still feel like it was no harm. I don't think it was no harm at all in their situation. I don't think
No
there was
harm, no
any
foul?
harm that was being done at the time.
No
But
harm.
yes, don't do it.
So.
Don't do it. You shouldn't do it. Or whatever.
If-
But he's not even that old.
I'm a father that had girls
Let's go.
that age group in high school, and the littlest shit you gotta check.
Right. Yeah. And yes,
Remember
because
one
one
had my
girl
daughter
can
in the
talk.
basement, wanted to have a conversation.
What?
In the basement. I said, "What the fuck y'all doing down here to talk?
Wait,
Talk on the first floor."
a teacher?
boy.
Yeah.
Oh.
She was doing the after school program. I
Choke
said, "Yo, why
slam.
you gotta bring her? Oh, it's my off." I said, "Nah, man. Nah."
Okay. Well, you
She
know what?
coming back. Matter of fact,
I will
The
say this
boy.
though. I will say this.
Quick.
It is very easy because as a youngin, I had my crushes.
What?
Special ed. Yeah, certain people I had crushes on, and I shouldn't been thinking about like that.
Are you
So
talking
I
about
definitely
Ed?
understand.
Crushes on administration?
She said
Shut
special
up.
ed.
No, I'm asking. I'm asking is a crush
No.
on administration because
I'm
the
just
little
saying,
girls that be
there
coming to
was
my
certain
office.
guys that I did be like, oh,
I'd be like, go to
and I
class.
was at a certain age where I probably shouldn't have been thinking about that. So I get it because that just you unbraiding his hair that could strike something where you're like, one of them could have had formed a crush. One of them could have formed a crush. It's very easy for stuff like that to happen if especially if he's relatable. So I get it.
Telling you,
know what I'm
rubbing
saying?
the little tatas on the shoulder
Yeah,
by accident.
Yeah, I want
I don't
everybody to
think-
speak
I don't
about it.
think-
Then I give my
I don't
point.
think he should have been fired.
Yes, he should have been. We're gonna
Yes.
let my
Yeah,
bro right
go.
here,
All right.
El Gara, go ahead.
My part in this, man, this hurts me because I kind of almost spazzed out myself when my son in school, when he was in second grade, the teachers was coaxing them on how to accept being LGBT in their relationships.
What?
Now see that,
And that was something that would teach, saying that they teach
Why
that
is
in
that?
school.
Pressure.
Yes,
You're
but
forcing something on an impressionable kid.
yes.
That they're not
I said
ready
that's
to relate to.
And my thing is
I said
with the
that's
hair
different.
braiding. No, with the hair braiding, it's
Yeah.
not different.
No, it's not.
It's all the same.
It's the same
damn-
sandwich.
Yes, all the same thing.
so them
it shouldn't be.
taking a hair out was the same
Hold
as
on,
somebody
let me
talking about LBG.
hold on. Yes, let me
It's
show
the
you,
same sandwich.
Let me can I explain one thing real quick?
Talk about it.
A man's hair, a woman's hair is alive.
Yeah, you're right.
Is alive.
Boy.
And I said that.
You know how
A girl
sensitive
could
it
form a
is?
crush.
Boy.
When touch my hair, it's like wow. It's an aphrodisiac for me.
You're right.
When a man goes to kiss a woman, what's one first he do sometimes?
Rub the head.
Yep. You're right.
And when
That's
a
what I
woman's
do.
enticed by me, she push her head back. So to say a girl can touch a grown man in school,
Multiple.
what are you doing, homie?
You're right.
Sorry,
You're
nigga.
right.
Facts.
Actually. And I will say y'all
So
are
he
right.
always like this.
Y'all are right.
Sorry,
Try to
nigga.
explain it
That's
too.
beatdown, supreme beatdown. What's their mathematics, God?
I go on peep game too.
I
Let's go,
definitely
Jay.
agree.
I got a
I
peep
agree.
game. I got a
I
peep.
agree with
Nah,
you.
dude.
I agree.
It's a real peep game now.
What you saying is a real?
It's a real peep
So
game.
mine be fake?
No.
I'm just
Oh my God.
Or you just
I
saying?
know.
I want you to just make. I want
From
to
a
make
man's
sure.
point of view.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
From a
okay.
man's point of view.
Okay.
Let's go, Jay.
Okay. Shaquille O'Neal, wife, came out with a book, right?
Wow.
I've been hearing about this.
And in that book, now Shaquille O'Neal had kids with her, 4 kids, right?
Shawnee.
She had
Shaq like
one,
him small,
I think
too.
1 or 2.
Shawnee, right?
Yeah. She had 1 or 2 before him. And
Really?
then,
Shawnee
yeah,
had
and then he
kids
had
before
4.
him?
Yeah, and then he had 4. He kept that on the low.
Uh-huh.
He kept that alone. He didn't want nobody to know. So in her tell-all book, she said she never loved Shaquille O'Neal.
No, she said she never was in love.
Yeah.
She
What?
said she never was in love, and I think that's.
Boy. Oh
She
God.
said she never was in love.
Yeah.
I think that's and now
Hold
where
on.
we are present day,
Disrespect.
she's backtracking right now.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it?
I heard it.
What?
No,
I heard
she-
it. I heard it.
Wait,
Did you hear it?
What? No.
That
So
she
close
said
to
in the
it.
She
book.
might not have been in love with him.
Yeah, she says. Yeah.
I do.
She
Yeah.
was in love
That
with
was supposed to
money.
be
She
peep game.
said that it was taken out of context.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's not.
That's
Yeah, she said it was taken out of
I was going to
context.
say something else. I just didn't feel like it.
You had no love.
She's saying it was taken out of context. She's saying that's that.
Yeah,
That's not what she meant.
All them years.
No, no.
What'd you- so
Y'all-
go ahead, go ahead.
y'all-
I'm trying to land,
Go ahead,
but
go
I
ahead.
can't.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead, 3.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying what they were saying.
She's saying that.
Hold up, still.
Yeah.
Three with the kids.
Let's go 3.
She's saying that's not what she meant.
Mm-hmm. And I get
It
it.
was taken out of context.
Bullshit.
I believe that's bullshit
No,
because
it's not.
no, I do believe it because this current day you still have that man's last name and you're remarried, so you shouldn't be Shawnee O'Neal. If you felt like you weren't in love with that man and had a few kids with him for whatever reason, why are you still Shawnee O'Neal?
No VH1,
Take that
no
nigga
money,
who's
no
a preacher
nothing.
or whoever he is, take his last name.
I'm
Facts.
surprised that the husband ain't have a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
take
'cause he-
his last name.
Because
Don't
he eating off of
don't
that.
run
Children, because all of them kids are grown now.
don't run with Shawnee O'Neal. Don't run with Shawnee O'Neal
Right.
Nah.
because that
Yeah, in love and
that's the
love is
problem.
two different things. Y'all know that, right? In love and
that's what
love
and,
is
that,
two
and,
different
and that's
things.
why I understood
You
it
know, you can love somebody and not be in
and
love
not be
with
in
them,
love with
right?
them.
That is very possible. No, you can.
Boy.
Because you can. You know why?
Now, the check
Because
is
you don't
bigger.
have to be in love to make kids. You
The
know why?
check is
Because if
bigger.
you know that this person is going to be a good dad, they're going to be the kids are going to be have a
Taken care
stable
of.
life. They're going to be taken care
Peep
of.
game. Peep
And,
game.
and so yeah,
Talk your talk,
and
son.
y'all know
Let's
that
go.
you know at the end of the day he could be a good person. That don't have nothing to do with you being in love. Whatever the case, that still don't have
Simp.
nothing to do with being in love. It don't have nothing to do with
That's
being
what
in love.
Shaq looked like now.
Oh
Simp.
God, a big ass simp.
In love and loving somebody, and she could love him as a person. It doesn't mean that she has to be in love with him like that. And you can feel safe with that person enough to have kids, but that don't mean y'all have to be in love.
Peep game.
You know
Tapped
how
out.
to play.
Because he came out and said, I would have been in love with me either.
Huh?
He still protected
And so
me.
he understood.
Sorry,
He
nigga.
understood.
Sorry,
Yeah,
nigga.
Whatever. He understood why she knows things y'all don't.
Man, we've all did shit that we shouldn't have did, and we weren't in love. Get the fuck out of here. So I'm not criticizing nobody. Like we probably all got kids by somebody we wasn't in love with. Like
Yeah.
we're not
It's very
Hey,
we're
possible.
not doing that. The
We
only,
doesn't go-
the only
Very
reason
possible.
I'm giving Shawnee pushback is because this shit shouldn't have been in your book because you are a decade removed from this man. You have several children with this man,
Yeah.
and you still bear his last name. The fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? So
But I don't
that
understand
shouldn't
how
have
you get
been
married to somebody else and you didn't change it.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's
That
what I'm
right there,
saying.
that right there
So
is
you
like,
want to
oh,
benefit
so
from
that
you want to
definitely
reap the
is
benefits
benefit.
from
When
you
Shaq
being
go,
Shawnee
when
O'Neal.
Shaq
No,
go,
you fucking Shawnee
Shaq-
Johnson.
Eh,
Fuck out of here.
eh,
Like
That's true. That's true.
Word up, man. So on that note, man, we're gonna wrap up today's show. Again, shout out to my brother El
You see
Gara,
how
man.
y'all help me with Peep Game?
Pick
I
up the
appreciate
books,
y'all.
man.
No,
St. John's
I help
Polo
Peep Game.
Posse. Make sure
No,
you
y'all
go
didn't
to
help me 'cause
so
Amazon.
what was the topic again? Y'all
No,
forgot.
I was gonna
Hold
say
up.
something else, but I didn't feel like it.
Make
was
sure y'all
something
pick
else.
up
I
the
didn't
two
think y'all
books,
were gonna
man. St. John's Polo
No.
Posse on Amazon.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And also St. John's. Hold on. St. John's New Buildings, The Age of the Kraken, man. Make sure you pick these two books up on Amazon, man. El Gara, you know what I'm saying? Check us out of here. Black Design, tell them where to get the clothes, all of that, man. For real. El Gara in the building, man. Shout out to everybody that checked in today live on Facebook. Shout out to everybody that checked in live on YouTube. Shout out to everybody listening live on Bars and Hoops Radio, man. Stills the Great, 3D, Tiff Sosa, DJ JOJ. Shout out to my guys Bill Miner and DeMarco the Great for pulling up today,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Shout out to Shamik Kelly. Shout out to Jessica Grandy. Shout out to Tisha Airlock for checking in, man. Until next week, we are signing off. Peace. God is the greatest. And
They not like us.